Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Everybody, and welcome back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another crazy-ass edition of Crime and Sports, as they have been. Thank you for joining us through the Sonny Liston saga. Oh, man, 3 parts of Sonny Liston, and I'll be real honest, it could have been more. We could have done a 6-parter on Sonny Liston if we thought that people would hang that long on it, because holy shit.
They got all these movies of all these boxers, and none of them are as riveting as Sonny's life.
No, you could do like a 3-hour epic on Sonny. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. His life was, and the ending too, holy shit. God. I mean, it's as theatrical as there is. So check, if you missed Sonny Liston, get back in there and check out Sonny Liston. But we have another crazy-ass episode today. One of the crazier fathers of all time we have today, which is a lot of fun. I love the episodes where we have a crazy father in Crime and Sports. It paints the whole picture for Crime and Sports when we have a nutty father. So
nothing's as good as a bad dad.
Verstappen. It's the best. It's the best. We've had them forever. We've had the ones that stick around. We've had the Todd Marinovich's dad, and then we've Marvin there, and then we've had the guys who you never heard of again. They've never met their dad and stuff like that. And
it's awesome.
Terrible dads, whether they run away or stick around and beat the shit out of anyone within arm's reach, it's still the same result. Quickly, before we get to that, though, definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Yeah.
Tickets for live shows for Small Town Murder are there. Detroit, come and see us.
Let's go.
Let's go. May the 5th, May the 6th in Pittsburgh also. Yeah. And then they're pretty much sold out until August the 12th when we're in Chicago.
Right.
Come see us, Chicago. Huge venue. And it's going to be our biggest show ever. So
you bet.
Let's do that, Chicago. You want to beat Milwaukee, don't you? Jesus,
for Christ's sake.
Don't let Milwaukee punk you. Good Lord. Jesus Christ. They don't even have a football team. What are we doing? What are we talking about here? So, get in there, do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Also, new merch up there. You also want to head over to patreon.com/crime and sports, because that is where you get all the bonus material. There's hundreds of bonus episodes to catch up on if you get in there, and anybody $5 or a month or above, you're going to get all of that, and 2 new episodes every other week. This week is no exception. For Crime and Sports, what you're going to get is we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to start. It's a new series we're going to start, and we'll every couple times a year we'll revisit this. But owner criminals, we talk a lot about athletes, obviously, but the silver-haired, middle-aged white men that run the whole thing that we've talked about for years and years, the owners here.
They're the worst.
So many crimes. So much that we can't have just one episode. It's got to be a series, because you could have 10 episodes on Eddie DeBartolo alone. So much stuff here to talk about, and we'll talk all about that. And then for Small Town Murder, it's that time again. It is Love After Lockup time.
My God, is it juicy.
Catch you all up on Love After Lockup. It doesn't matter if you've seen the show. If you haven't, we'll tell you all about it. It's just as funny. Don't worry about that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And you will get a shout out at the end of the show where Jimmie will mispronounce your name while he tries his best to get it correct. So do that, and keep an eye out. It's going to be in May. It's going to come out. We're going to have it happening here. Your Stupid Opinions, our new show about reviews of everything, and we're going to make fun of people's reviews. And for this, the only sticking point that's taking us a long time right now is we're still deciding what day of the week it comes out.
Right.
Outside of that, it's all set up and ready to go. So have it sometime to you in May here. So there you go. That said, let's get into this here with the asshole of the week. And like we said, moving on from the Sonny Liston series into just some more singles here, and man, do we have some crazy ass episodes coming up. This one and the next two are all newer guys, and they are crazy.
Young fellas?
Younger fellas and just wild people. So let's talk this week about DeShawn Stevenson. Remember DeShawn Stevenson?
Basketball player?
There you go, Jimmy. Yes, indeed.
Nailed it. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And
the Pacers?
He played for everybody. He was one of these guys that would play 2 years, then 2 years, then 2 years, and just bounce around all over. He
Ever
played
in Indiana?
He might have been. I can't remember. He played for like 6 teams. I know Dallas. I remember a couple others, but not. I don't know. I think maybe Indiana though. That sounds right to me. Also,
it feels right. Yeah.
It feels. I can see him in that striped uniform.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You can see the name across the shoulder.
Yeah.
In
So
yellow.
DeShawn here, born April 3rd, 1981.
Oh,
younger cat, and he's 42 nowadays.
He's my age, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He Jesus Christ, he's born in Fresno, California. He goes to high school in Easton, California, at Washington Union here. Now, to talk about him, to know about DeShawn, you need to know about DeShawn's father, because that's really a lot of this episode. The craziness comes from his dad. Now, his dad's name is Darrell C. Stevenson, and he was a good high school basketball and football player. DeShawn's 6'5", 210 pounds, and a great athlete, obviously. So
a little bit of athleticism, he's going to play.
A little bit, yeah. So he in his 1980. Jesus, his dad was young too, because he's born in 81, and in his dad's high school yearbook in 1980. So, right then, for him, under his, like what he wants to be or whatever, it said
quote,
pro player. So he wants to be a pro player. But he doesn't quite get there. Doesn't quite get there. His dad's got some serious mental illness is the problem. Some bad mental illness that leads to some very crazy acts that he...
Was he a high school football player?
Yeah, his dad played football and basketball, and he I don't know if he got hit in the head or what, but he's a fucking mess here. DeShawn said when he was drafted, he said, quote, "I can't really say nothing about him. I never knew him."
Oh no!
And there's a reason for that. Anyway, he's apparently his dad was a very talented player, but his former coach said that he had a lot of potential, but was a terrible student. So he could never put the two together to be able to go to college and that sort of thing here. His father was a rebounder and an inside player. Very, very tough physical player. Yeah. Scouts never really saw him. They said that he never refined his game into anything more than just being kind of a rebounder. And all like back then, the summer leagues and shit like that, his coach said, quote, those things weren't available to Darrell. Darrell was a way above average player, but he never had the opportunity to have the exposure or the experience.
And that comes from failing out, being bad at...
Also, just that there wasn't a lot of that back then. Nowadays, you got a guy who's got physical talent.
Oh, forget it.
He's in every clinic there is since he's 8. He's in clinics. He's in summer leagues. He's in all these where he's being exposed. And they're being exposed to high-level coaching and learning things. And he didn't have any of that. He just was playing for the school and, didn't have it to really couldn't refine what he had ever.
Couldn't do it every day.
No, he didn't have it just wasn't available for him. Now, there's the other problem. 3 weeks before graduation, I guess Darrell decided that he didn't really care about any of this. He just drops out of school.
3 weeks before?
3 weeks before. Now, I don't know if that is he's not going to graduate anyway, so he drops out, which makes a lot of sense. Like, what am I going to come for the last 3 weeks for nothing?
Right.
What am I doing here? That's good money after bad at this point, right?
I'm going to have to be here next year anyway.
Yeah, he's not. He's not coming back. He just drops out. He finds work as a maintenance man.
Okay.
And now DeShawn is born in April 3rd, 1981. So not too far after that. So
right now,
it's coming into picture what's going on here.
She was probably pregnant when he dropped out,
or got pregnant that summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knocked her up that summer, and then now he's a maintenance man because he's got a baby on the way type of deal. So his mother here. This is Daryl's or DeShawn's mother. I'm sorry, Janice here. She is the one who raises DeShawn all by herself because Daryl plays no role at all in his son's life. No, and there's a reason for that. He's busy, as we'll talk about here.
He's got shit to do.
He's got a lot of shit to do here. So one of DeShawn's coaches said his mom has been his mother and father until his stepfather came into the picture. Apparently his stepfather was a better, good male influence on him. Yeah. So a year after DeShawn is born, Daryl is hospitalized for threatening family members. Not DeShawn, his mom, and his nuclear family there. So he is hospitalized for threatening family members and allegedly attacking his brother with a butcher knife.
Okay.
So Daryl's got some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. A year ago, he's like a raw basketball talent, and now he's a maintenance guy who is attacking his brother with a butcher knife. It's not. I don't think
fell apart fast.
It's not working out. Probably still wearing his Letterman jacket. You know what I mean? With like a basketball and a football on it, and a butcher knife. He's going to get that patch on it next. You get a basketball, a football, there's a little track, little winged feet, and then a little butcher knife.
ICP Hatchet Man patch.
Yeah, it's like a Boy Scout when you get a medal or a fucking whatever they get, patches. I don't know. I was never a Boy Scout, but they get some reward for learning shit. So he's learning his butcher knife skills.
Yeah.
Now, 2 months after being released from a Fresno County mental health facility, Daryl has more problems. Well, he and a guy named Kenneth Brown are arrested by Fresno police in the robbery of a mobile gas station. So, Fred's Mobile Station at 1680 West Olive Avenue in Fresno here.
Jesus.
They are apparently robbing gas stations now, which is pretty low.
That's desperate man stuff.
That's crackhead shit when you're robbing gas stations.
That's man on the run shit.
That's bad.
You have nothing.
Again, let's go to the wire and bring up Omar here. Omar's not robbing gas stations. You know what I mean? No. I'd say robbing drug dealers is way up the food chain above gas stations. Gas stations is like, one of the people, like somebody Bubbles is hanging out with would rob a fucking gas station to get a fix. That would be.
You rob the drug dealer because there's a plan and there's clever involved in that. There's a reason.
Yeah, you set somebody up. All this, they're like, man, let's just rob that gas station. It's not a good business model. It's not working.
That's a guy with a quarter tank.
That's not. Yeah, exactly. Well, now he's got to go somewhere else and buy gas too because he didn't even fill up there. He just stole money. He's going to go give that to a fucking Chevron now. Yeah. So his mother, Daryl's mother, not DeShawn's mother, DeShawn's dad, Daryl.
Grandma.
DeShawn's dad, Daryl's mom. Okay, Jesus.
That's grandma.
Fucking confusing. Yeah, DeShawn's grandma, Clara Stevenson. Okay. She begged the judge to reduce the bail for her son here. Daryl is the youngest of her 7 kids, by the way.
Oh, he's the baby.
He's the baby. She said he's sorry. He made a mistake. Mm-hmm. You robbed a gas station. That's more than a mistake.
It's a hell of a mistake.
Yeah, he didn't run over.
Whoopsie. Yeah.
He didn't do a burnout, do a donut in someone's flower beds or something. He robbed a gas station. That's a mistake. He didn't knock down somebody's mailbox with a baseball bat. That's a mistake. He's a dumb kid. This is you held up a gas station. This is armed robbery. It's a different thing. She said, quote, "I just don't think that it would be done again. I really don't." Mm-hmm. She said he wouldn't do it again.
He can't do it 2 times. Yeah.
Nobody robs a gas station twice. And I'm sure most people, the first time they rob a gas station is when they get caught. It's not the 18th time and they just got unlucky that time. So either you're a terrible criminal or you've done this a lot and your numbers just ran out. Your luck ran out.
They've done a pretty good job at making gas stations not a viable target any longer.
Yeah, to the cameras everywhere.
Cameras.
They
the
drop
little
the cash.
ones. Somebody. Yeah. They have the box back there. Yeah,
it's a big safe.
There's no reason to rob that place anymore.
No. People still do though.
Yeah, they still try.
Do. They still do. Yeah. I think it's just because they're open late. There's nothing else to rob at 3 in the morning.
It's the only thing with one person in it at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No one else has cash and one guy at 3 a.m. guarding it. There's always more than that to it. So now she told the doctors that Daryl at about the age of 18, had told her, quote, "Something is wrong with me, mother."
Oh, boy.
That's not good. Oh, Jesus, this gets worse, Jimmy. He complained of hallucinations. That's the line that they draw, by the way, in like mental illness between like, you know, whether you're sane or not is like, well, were you like seeing and hearing shit? And when you are, that's like, oh, okay, well, you're really crazy then. You're actually
you hear voices and beings.
Oh, yeah, you're not in reality at that point.
Yeah.
Anything else is like you may have weird thoughts, but you're still in reality. That's like, oh, you saw Rainbow Bright come and say hi to you. That's a completely different level of mental illness. So he also began displaying destructive behavior at that point. She said at one point he smashed all of his trophies that he had won over the years, just destroyed them. So that's either something where he did that all to motivate himself to be better. These trophies mean nothing to me, man. It's this year's championship or nothing. No, I'm going to fuck that. I'm going to win all the new trophies now. I'm going to replace these with the NBA MVP trophy. Like, that's not what happened.
But destroying all of your accolades is like, that's destroying yourself.
You're erasing yourself. Yeah. You're erasing any legacy that you had as, I'm not this anymore and I don't care. It's not a good mental sign when someone destroys all their fucking accolades. So he ends up in this trial, based on all of this, he ends up being found incompetent to stand trial.
For the robbery?
Yeah, because he's seeing shit and destroying his trophies and being weird. And he winds up in the Atascadero State Hospital instead.
Oh, boy.
Yes. And psychiatrists there diagnose him as
schizophrenic.
A paranoid schizophrenic, which is, that's a rough diagnosis.
Yeah, that's a danger.
Paranoid schizophrenia is like that's the one thing in court nowadays that'll get you out of trial if they believe you. But they never even believe you. This is, They
always think you're malingering.
They're like, yeah, right, paranoid schizophrenic. This guy, I really think he's a paranoid schizophrenic, though.
There's underlying shit, too. There's more than that.
Yeah, I think he's been hit in the head a lot. I think he might have had some concussions as a child. He's been playing football back then when nobody would, you'd have to tough it out. I think there's a lot of fucked up people from that.
He's also got outward rage that he's exercising to hurt and damage things.
He's scaring his family. He's attacking his brother with a butcher knife, robbing a gas station. His decision-making is not good. A doctor at the hospital noted, quote, he continues to hold grandiose beliefs such as being selected for a professional football contract.
Oh, boy.
He's telling them in the hospital that he's got to go. Like, he's checking his watch. Like, I have to go because, like, training camp is starting and I've been drafted by,
we gotta wrap this up quick.
The Bengals have drafted me and I need to get to Cincinnati, like, ASAP.
I got to study the playbook.
The coach is going to be pissed, is what I'm saying. So we really need to. You know what I'm saying? So that's a problem when someone's doing that. So they're like, he's like in old movies, they'd show like a mental hospital and like one guy has a Napoleon hat on and he walks around thinking he's, like fake shit. Like he's that guy. He's walking around with like just no jersey, just shoulder pads and a helmet and like a hospital gown underneath it going, Coach, am I going in? And they're like, not this series, buddy. Sit down. Yeah. Maybe in the third quarter. And he's like, all right. And he goes and like sits on a bench all excitedly. He's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's eventually placed on probation here. Placed on probation, but again he's arrested.
Oh, no.
For kidnapping a woman in 1985. Does some lady, random person, nobody that's involved in the story, but God. And then he's jailed in April of 86 again. So he's got problems. He's an issue, and it's lucky, honestly, that he's not around DeShawn, because by the time 86, he's going into jail. DeShawn's 4 years old at that point.
Right.
And he's in a mental hospital, kidnapping women. He's not suited to be a parent at this moment in time. So I'm actually happy for DeShawn that he doesn't have to deal with this guy. Yeah. Better just to have a single parent than a crazy parent. So his mother was there to bring him home when he's paroled in October of 1992.
Okay.
So he's in jail for 6 years and change in prison over this kidnapping. So I think they let him go on the gas station and all that kind of shit, and then here he is kidnapping people.
Yeah, if you're a danger to the gas station, you're just a danger to the money, and we can give you a break, whatever. Nobody got hurt, but this is dead serious. What were you going to do with her?
That's what's fucking crazy. Yeah, what were you doing? That's the other thing. Yeah, where were you taking her and for why? So apparently, July 3rd, 1993, 8 months after he's been paroled, he's living with his mother, with Clara, and the two of them argue over money.
Oh, no.
Okay, this is July 3rd, 1993. They argue over money, and apparently, Jesus Christ, he was. They end up finding him the next day driving his mom's car, high as fuck on cocaine, just wasted. He is arrested. He fires a handgun into the air, which will draw the attention of police, especially when you're driving erratically high on coke.
Yeah.
It'll draw the cops' attention. So he draws some attention. The cops get him. They find a loaded gun, crack, and a crack pipe in the car, and he's all sorts of fucked up. And he's on parole for robbery, kidnapping, and battery.
Fantastic.
And he tells the cops, by the way, I may have killed my mother. That's a thing. Yeah. You might want to check back at the house because I'm pretty sure I killed my mother. Put her in a chokehold. We got in a bit of an argument and think she might be dead. So you might want to check on her.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So she is dead. He strangled her to death. 64-year-old Clara, the mom who got him out of shit. And
holy shit.
Been taking care of him, and the only person who, is doing all this shit for him strangled her.
Oh, my God.
Yep, left her in the house dead, which is obviously horrible. So he's charged with murder in the commission of an attempted robbery, also charged with using a firearm in a negligent manner.
Right, yeah.
Firing that in the air.
That in there. Yeah.
Yeah, being a felon in the possession of a firearm, being under the influence of drugs and driving, possessing a hypodermic needle, possessing cocaine, and taking personal property belonging to his mother. Bail is set at $307,000.
That seems low.
Holy fucking shit. Now, obviously, he hasn't been much of a father to DeShawn. DeShawn's 12 at this point, and he's just murdered his grandmother, so there's not really...
Whether or not he's a dad, I wonder if Clara's been in his life at all. She's got to be, right?
I would hope so. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, she seems like a nice lady, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been trying to take care of this guy, but who knows, man? So... Now, when he was 3, DeShawn, so this would be 1985, right before, or 85, right 84? Before, 84, before, so this is in the in-between time when he gets out of the mental hospital and before he's arrested for kidnapping Daryl. Right. Daryl signed a court order agreeing that he had a duty to support his son. So, but he was unemployed, in and out of psychiatric hospitals, and always had criminal charges over him, so he never made any child support payments. He never did anything. So you could have added that as an extra charge, I guess. But
of course,
yeah, there you go. By early 1994, a couple months after the murder here, 6 months later, doctors are saying that he demonstrated a thought disorder too profound to allow for a mental status evaluation.
We've never seen this before.
He just said he's so fucked up that we can't just do like a regular evaluation on him. We need him. We need to like have him for like 6 months and like, we need to like study this guy. We have no clue what his brain is doing because like an evaluation is a shorter thing for like a court evaluation.
We need microscopes and brain scans for this.
We need a team. This is a team effort here. We need specialists that like are doing different shit. That's what we need here. So it's so bad that a judge finally, just because it's not working, in September, so way later than a year and change later, a judge rules him incompetent to stand trial for murder of his mother, and he is sent to the Napa State Hospital. And
how long?
Till he's sane enough to stand trial is how they're doing it. So that's not his sentence for the murder. That's his we're
going to hang on to you until we can sentence you for the murder.
Clearly, we can't let you walk the streets, and we have to put you somewhere. And so we're putting you in here, try to get you better, get you on some medication until we can figure out how to put you in prison. So
holy shit!
Finally, in 1995 here. So I mean, that's a couple. It took a couple years for this to happen. He is finally able to plead guilty to second-degree murder. He apparently felt terrible about it.
I'm sure, yeah.
He felt bad about it. I mean, he told the cops pretty much right away when they pulled him over. He's like, yeah, you're going to find a crack pipe and a gun and all that, but even more.
That ain't nothing.
Strangled my mom, so there's that. And the judge sentences him to, you, sir, may fuck off 15 years in prison, which is the maximum punishment for that. So... yeah, he's obviously he's in Corcoran, which isn't great. No. Not great. He does have tattooed on his chest, across his chest. He has one tattoo, and it's DeShawn. So at some point, he went to the tattoo artist and said, please put DeShawn on my chest. But
I love my son. I've never seen him.
Never seen him. No, I'm not going to pay a dime for him, but I will certainly tattoo his name on my chest. So he was apparently thinking about his son at some point here, but that's not helping young DeShawn when he needs a father.
Not spent that money on the tattoo and just sent it to the mom.
Here.
I thought about getting a tattoo. Instead, have this.
Tell DeShawn I want to have a tattoo on my chest, but here's some macaroni and cheese money instead. You know what I'm saying? Here's some.
But that would be a sane decision, and he clearly is not there.
Clearly not. Now, and then finally, at the age of 36, which is not very old.
That's a very young man.
Daryl dies in Corcoran State Prison of cancer.
Is that right?
Yes. Died of lung cancer at 36. Which is very young to die of lung cancer. He
honestly
had to have been smoking since his mom was 8. That's the only thing I can imagine.
Or
somehow.
Just smoking so heavy.
I don't know. Or he's just genetically not set up for that. But
I mean, he's certainly
36 is young.
Not set up for life. So
his whole system is all fucked up. But he played basketball great, apparently.
Wow.
Very, very sad shit. So he's dead. And this is before DeShawn's doing anything. He's dead.
What a waste of life.
Yep. He's 15, DeShawn, when his dad dies. So that is quite sad.
Depressing as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, very depressing. So now DeShawn, he ends up establishing residency with his godparents so he could play at the school where his father played.
Oh.
That's what he wants to do,
That's
which
nice.
is Washington Union. One of the coaches said, quote, I don't know if there's a coincidence or any tie to the school emotionally, but I'd say it was mostly due to Coach Webb. So there was a coach here, and so he played varsity as a freshman, DeShawn did. So
is that right?
Yeah, they looked at him. Yeah, he's real good, and they looked at him as a prodigy. So he was also in a traveling summer league as well. So he's doing all of the things that his father didn't do. College recruiters would come to see him play.
Really?
Specifically to see DeShawn play. This is not like a big powerhouse high school that produces. He's not going there because it's like, oh, the scouts are always there because it's always pumping out draft picks or anything. Right. This is just he's really good, and they're interested in him here. In his junior year, DeShawn led the his team's a Division III team all the way to a state championship.
Awesome.
And, he ends up committing, because they commit at the end of their junior year a lot, if they're a big recruit. He ends up committing to play for Kansas, which is a huge program.
Yeah.
Yeah, giant for Roy Williams at the time.
Great.
And Roy Williams, the coach, said DeShawn was Roy Williams' most gifted recruit ever.
Ever.
That I've ever seen. And he's had a lot. I mean, he had Danny Manning. He had quite a few players. So...
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer. I can really show you how to make some money. And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
In college, he crushes it too. That's the other thing. In college, he's fucking awesome. Yeah. He's nasty. He has, let's see here. What is the 1 year? He does fucking killing it.
Did he win the national championship with Kansas?
I don't think he did, but he had 30.4 points a game. This is in college total.
30.4.
30.4. 9.7 rebounds. So
wow.
30 and 10. 20 and
wow.
10 is fantastic. 30 and 10 is silly. And 6.2 assists per game.
My God.
That seems
Was
ridiculous.
he playing power forward or
Oh, no, that
forward?
was high school. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That wasn't college. That was high school.
That feels like a record of some
yeah,
sort.
no, that gets you recruited by all the big schools like Kansas here. So he was ranked the third best high school prospect in the nation that year. Which is pretty impressive. Not too shabby. In 1999, by the way, this had Darius Miles and Zach Randolph and all that kind of shit. Darius Miles was the number 2 prospect. Okay. Don't know who 1 was here. So he was invited to the McDonald's All-Star Game, which is the big – that's the big one, has all the guys in it, as well as the high school dunk contest. So, yeah, not bad. Also on that team were Kirk Heinrich, Nick Collison, Drew Gooden, a lot of guys who played in the NBA and were big college stars. Zach Randolph was the MVP of that game with 23 points and 13 rebounds.
Right, gangster.
Yeah, but Stevenson had 25 points and led all scorers.
Really?
And he also won the dunk contest.
Oh.
So he's he's getting attention. People are noticing him. 25 points in this game and winning the dunk contest. You go, who's that? Right. He thought about possibly skipping college and declaring his eligibility for the pro draft right now. Shit. His mom, though, was upset about that. Didn't like that.
Oh,
his mom said, "This is dividing my family apart." She told the press here. She said, "This is reality that something like this can come between a mother and a son. It's sad." So they're actually fighting about it. Yeah. Interesting. A lot of people thought he should go pro. So you should do it.
Does it typically, historically, do you lose money by going to the NBA early like that, do you think?
Depends on where you're drafted.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Kevin Garnett and you're drafted up high, fuck no.
Yeah.
If you're LeBron James and you're number 1 overall, you're getting paid. But if you don't go to college, a lot of these guys, the problem is they'll come out and then they get drafted in like the end of the second round and they have no guaranteed money and they have no guaranteed contract and they're playing in Europe or, trying to stay in the G League or whatever the next year. That's kind of the problem. It's a little better now because they have the G League and they have all these different leagues. So there's a lot of guys that get paychecks for playing basketball that aren't in the NBA that don't have to go to Europe
heard of them.
now.
Yeah.
You've never heard of them, but there's a lot of it happens a lot now. So that's good. That's good for basketball, because a lot of these guys slip through the cracks. We've heard of tons of guys like that.
Yeah, and it's a bummer that you can work so hard and be good at basketball and make no fucking money at it at all.
Yeah, no, you're working at UPS and then you're trying to shoot hoops. I mean, that's what it is.
You're amazing. You're not LeBron, but You'll blow me away at the fucking gym at a pickup game. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and one of his coaches said it's all about money once you get to that level. If someone's going to pick you in the first round, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It is. It's guaranteed millions of dollars.
Right. Yeah.
If you go to college, you're guaranteed ugats. You know, you blow your knee out in your freshman year, and it's over for you. You know, you have nothing. So it's hard to turn down guaranteed millions of dollars at 18, 19 years old.
Yeah. And who's to say that this, I mean, granted, he's probably going to translate to college life, but who's to say that his game doesn't, you know what I mean? What if it doesn't translate to college? What if you're not that good in college? Because if you're not that good in college and you go to the NBA, if you're not good in college, you're not going to the NBA.
The other problem is you're not in control of everything in college. You're not in control of your game. The coach is in control of the team. The coach is in control of all this shit. So you don't have you don't get to do nothing. Yeah, you could go there with the best of intentions and trying real hard, but the way the setup, the way the coach play, the way the offense isn't to your abilities, and you're fucked basically.
And
so
you look like shit there.
That happens to guys a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of guys hated playing for Bobby Knight for that reason because they weren't allowed to be loose and show what they could do. So they hated it. So anyway, DeShawn, he has a pretty bad SAT score is the other problem.
Oh.
So
he did get some of Dad's genes.
Yeah, not really digging the schoolwork too much. So he spends weeks taking an SAT prep class, he says, and working with a private tutor to up his score, to retake it, and, you know, that way he can get right into Kansas and doesn't have to do the, you know, academic eligibility fucking probation bullshit. So the problem is when he retakes his test, he has a great score.
Uh-oh.
Just a perfect, I mean, not perfect, but just an incredible jump in the score. I mean, to where, wow, this is crazy. Like, you know, to the point where it caught the attention of the Educational Testing Service, which red flagged his test, which made him temporarily ineligible to play.
Right.
Which nowadays we know what they used to do is they used to have someone else take your test for you. Yeah. We found that shit out when we did that the one episode on the Lori Loughlin and all that shit in their college and all. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yep.
They'd have people literally just take your SAT for you. So apparently he had someone very smart take his SAT for him. And
he picked a good person.
Allegedly.
He maybe should have done that the first try, though.
Made him ineligible to play. He could have appealed, but he would have to explain how he went from a 450 on his SAT to an 1150. They were like, that's a really big jump. Like,
how'd you get a 700-point jump?
Like you got a lot smarter is what that is. And we don't think that's true.
Maybe just ask him one of the questions he got right.
Well,
see?
On the other hand, too, he could have studied poorly for the first one. In his defense, he could have studied poorly and not fucking tried in the first one. Just been like, I play basketball. I don't care. Yeah. And then went, wow, 450 sucks. And then if you actually spent weeks studying and actually trying, maybe you could get it up to an 1150. I don't know. But Probably not, number one. And number two, they're like, you didn't do that. And rather than showing his work, he could have appealed this decision. That's the thing. Right. He had the recourse to appeal this decision, show, no, I did 10 weeks of prep, and here's my notes, and here's my teachers and tutors and all that shit. But instead, he said, I'm just going to, I'm eligible for the draft. Fuck it. Never mind. Never mind.
Said, you got me.
Never mind is what he said. Didn't even appeal the decision. Fuck this. I'm done.
You got me. Fuck school.
Before he even takes a step on campus, he's already in trouble and can't stay there. Has to leave.
Hysterical.
Which is pretty fucking funny. So the 2000 NBA draft, this is here, and it is, it's the draft. This is Kenyon Martin is the top pick in that draft. Really? Darius Miles. Well, let's see here, Jimmy. Who's number 2 in the draft since I already gave you one? Kenyon Martin, number 1 to New Jersey.
Oh, my God.
You'll never get number 2.
I would never get it. Was it Indiana that picked it, though?
No, Vancouver picked second.
Oh, God, Jesus. I would never know.
Stromile Swift, Jimmy.
Really?
Remember him?
No.
He played for 9 years in the league,
Really?
Stromile Swift. Yeah, but just wasn't that great of a player. That was the problem with him. 8.4 points a game. 3 is Darius Miles. Jesus, Marcus Pfizer 4. Mike Miller, Orlando,
Wow,
white guy. Remember him?
Yeah, I do. What a terrible draft.
This is a bad draft. DeMar Johnson, number 6. Chris Mim, number 7.
What?
Oh, big goofy center. Jamal Crawford, number 8. Played for a long time, 20 fucking years in the league he played for. That's not bad. Jesus Christ. Eton Thomas, Courtney Alexander, Mateen Cleaves from Michigan State.
This is brutal, man.
This is a bad. Jason Collier. Turkaloo was in that draft.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Desmond Mason. Quentin Richardson
Yeah.
at 18.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Quentin Richardson to the Clippers
Oh, yeah.
that year.
Oh,
Jamal.
I was mixing it up with McCracken because they
No,
both played,
yeah, that's
they
true,
both
yeah.
played for Arizona teams.
Jamal McGlure. Oh, my God. Speedy Claxton.
What? There's a
Morris-
man named Speedy that was
Speedy,
drafted?
yeah. Speedy, Morris Peterson, Mo Pete, Donnell Harvey. Finally, 23rd overall. This is the draft you want to be in because there's
Fuck
nobody
yes.
in it. There's
I could
nobody
have got
in this.
selected in this draft.
Either one of us could have gone in the top round. I think they would have gone, well, I mean, 6'4". That's not bad. I don't know if he can play at all, but Jimmie's he's real tiny and he's declaring for the draft. He's got to have balls the size of
he's
fucking
fast.
watermelons, so he must be fast. So finally, 23 overall, Utah selects DeShawn Stevenson
Okay.
in this draft. Also after that, the Suns, their big selection this year.
Yeah.
Oh, these late fucking 90s, early 2000s Suns. It's a center.
Oh.
What do you think it is, Jim?
Really? They
Yep.
picked I have no fucking idea.
Jake Sakalidis. Remember him?
Oh my God, they picked Sakalidis their first pick.
First round, but there's nobody else. After him was nobody. So,
Nobody.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark Madsen going to the Lakers. I mean, there's
That
nobody.
is so depressing.
That is terrible. So he is drafted right out of high school in the first round. So he's going to have some guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it right now. That's grace for him.
Absolutely. You give
Grace.
money to a guy that scores a 450, he's dumb as shit. This is going to go so bad.
Dead father, a minuscule microscopic SAT score. Fucking A. Let's do this. That's grace, I think, here. Someone's giving this guy money.
Fucking A.
Fucking A. That's grace. It's the only way to say it here. It's the only way.
This is his only happy day so far in his life.
It's a mess. Look at this fucking
Yeah.
guy. He's a disaster. Yeah, dad
dad-
just died like 3
Yeah.
years ago or something. His dad's dead. Grandma's dead too. Don't forget that.
His
oh my
mental patient father murked his mom,
Yeah.
his grandma.
crazy dad killed my grandma, then had a fucking chase down with the cops where he had crack rocks and shit, and then died in jail with my name tattooed across his chest.
And then he had to fight with his mom to get this happy day.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he didn't. Well, I think his mom won because he agreed to go to college. And then the SAT debacle, he was like, see, that's why I said I was going to the pros. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about, Ma.
I know me better than me.
Oh, I do. So draft night it is. That's Grace. Him walking out and, knowing he's a
Big
Utah,
smile,
a Utah Jazz.
A Jazz.
A Jazz, a member of the Jazz, which makes it sound like a band he's in. See him in like a tuxedo playing a horn. So that night is his first. It's nice. It's his first night as an NBA player and his first night as a police problem as well. So,
oh, God, Jesus.
We'll call this grow up night for DeShawn. This is all grown up night here. This I got drafted, I got arrested, I got it all.
He's getting baptized today.
Yeah, that's it. He might as well have gone and fucking, did like a born again service, dunked himself in a pond or some shit. I don't know. So he was attending a high school basketball game.
What?
On draft night. Because
what are you doing?
Because he was in high school a month and a half ago. So he's not separated far enough from high school to say you're a professional basketball player.
That's not you anymore.
No.
2 hours ago, that was you. You're not that anymore. You're so much better than this.
Well, he's at a game in Clovis, California at Buchanan High School where he's signing autographs.
Okay.
Sounds nice. He's showing up to feel like big man. That's why he's showing up.
Is he booked to sign autographs, or did he just show up?
No. You're not allowed to do that back then. This is he's just showing up to see a game and have everybody go, oh, shit, that's DeShawn Stevenson. He just got drafted by the Jazz like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
If he was better, he'd have been at the draft and not have to be here.
Right.
But they knew he wasn't going to be top 10, so here he is. So he's doing this. Apparently, a brawl breaks out.
For what?
I mean, who knows? Well, he claims he was jumped by 5 people.
Yeah.
Is what he claims, which is pretty fucking funny. So,
but this is why you don't go back home after you. Everybody there knows that you have
the
millions
problem.
of dollars.
Someone's going to be like, man, fuck DeShawn Stevenson. Someone's going to say that.
Yeah.
Out of 500 people, there's going to be 2 motherfuckers standing there going, man, fuck him.
Yep.
He's not so fucking great.
For sure.
Fuck that motherfucker. Yep. That's just anywhere you go. So
And you grew up around this time. I grew up around this time. That's exactly what dudes did then. And it's probably
absolutely.
worse now.
I'm sure it is.
Absolutely existed.
This is in the 90s. This is all of the player hater shit. This is what it was. Someone's going to go.
Yeah.
It's the Chappelle show, the haters ball.
Player haters ball.
It's all that shit. It's man, fuck him.
Yeah.
Look at him, a millionaire fucking NBA player thinks he's hot shit. Fuck him.
He ain't shit.
He ain't shit. I'll show him he ain't shit. That's what. It's just a human. There's always 5% of the population are he ain't shit guys, and that's just what it is. It's 5%. He ain't shit. Fuck him. That's 5% of people. You label them and people in your circle, that aren't impressed with anything.
But that just means that if there are 100 people in a room, there are 5 of those dudes, and they're dangerous.
Yep, and most of them are going to be pussies that are saying that under their breath to themselves. Right. But 1 out of 5, maybe 2, maybe they can convince the guy with them.
Yep.
Are like, man, fuck him. Well, let's show him what he's, that we're cool and not him.
And 2 of the 5 of them are carrying a fucking blade or more dangerous.
That's the other problem here. So witnesses say that he was, quote, at the center of a brawl.
Okay.
Involving 10 to 20 youths that broke out. I have to say it like
otherwise it's youths.
Gambini. Otherwise it's no. It's always youths after that movie. What is a youth? So apparently this is in the middle of the gym at the conclusion of a high school basketball all-star game.
Center ring, half court.
He showed up and was right there. One custodian who was on duty said Stevenson was jumped. He got punched, then landed some punches of his own. This is the janitor. They got a guy standing there leaning on a mop with his jumpsuit on, with his coveralls, and they came in and, what do you think? The newspaper came in, the Fresno Bee, came in and said, what do you think? And this is Joaquin Lopez, the janitor. It is, that's his name. And
I love him already.
I love Joaquin Lopez. He's like, he got jumped, man. I saw it. And he'll tell you all about it. He said, then 4 of them chased Stevenson up in the stands and beat on him before he got away.
He jumped into the stands to get away.
Apparently, a bunch of guys jumped on him. He fought back a little bit and then realized it was a losing effort and he was overwhelmed. So he took off up the stands and was caught up to and beaten before he was eventually got away here.
Yeah, that's what a 450 SAT score person does. They go into a place where there's no exit.
Nope, that's what no exit. This is the type of move where you go, Jesus, what'd you get, a 450 on your SATs? What are you coming here for?
Why'd you run up the stairs?
Yeah, what? First of all, ever seen a horror movie? The person running up the stairs is dead meat, unless it's Jamie Lee Curtis. They're dead.
The top of the bleachers is just a brick wall, man. Where are you going to go?
Where are you going to go? He thought he could dip behind him maybe and run underneath him. Something like that.
Hide in him.
I don't know what. Maybe he was going to do like they're on one bleacher, he jumps back and forth, and they could really get away with him. They don't know where he is. He's running up. He's running down. How do we get him?
You don't go up bleachers, man.
Mm-mm.
That's a bad place to run from someone.
Don't run up, and he shouldn't be here to begin with. Every decision is the decision of a 450 SAT person. And this is coming from someone who is also I
don't know what it was.
I'm just saying, I didn't graduate from high school, so I'm not saying that, but 450 does not seem good. That's all I'm getting at.
I never took it, but I bet I would have scored higher than 450.
If someone said, hey, if you do decent on this test, you get a full ride and go to Kansas and do all that, I would have been like, fuck me, where's that test? Let's do this shit. I'd have got a better score than 450. I'll tell you that right fucking now.
Show me
I'll
the
figure it
material
out.
that's going to be on it, and I'll study the shit out of it, and I'll beat it.
Dude, I didn't know how to make podcasts work. Neither of us did. We figured it out because it was like, oh, we could do this, and it's
right.
Yeah, how do we do that? And we figured it out. So another witness, Will Goldbeck, he said that a Fresno City College basketball coach, Denny I, escorted Stevenson to his new Lexus in the Lexus SUV in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So he's already got a car here. Then good for him. As some of the combatants gave chase.
Wow.
The coach said the coach got Stevenson into his vehicle and Stevenson drove away quickly.
Yeah. Good.
So the coach had to help him escort him out. This is at a high school. You're in the NBA. Did you ever hear that? Remember that time when Charles Barkley went to that high school and a bunch of kids chased him into the parking lot, beating him up No, because it never happened. There's a reason for that, because it never ever happened.
I was like, oh my God, this story's going to be great.
Remember that time they chased Shaq down with 5 high school kids trying to beat him up while a city basketball coach fucking escorted him to his car and he drove away? I don't remember that. Because he was going to bars trying to fuck women after he got drafted, I'm sure.
Acting like an adult.
Yeah, not 21. You're in the NBA. Go anyway. Yeah. What are you doing? Or have a party at your place. Have your friends over.
So easy.
Yeah, go find some women. Go do things like that. Don't go to high school. This is sad. It's just sad.
What's the vast majority of men's behavior is done to entice women. You're in the NBA. You don't go entice high school girls anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
Absolutely. No, every invention. You cross a bridge, you turn a light on. That's just because somebody wanted to see tits. That's it. Tesla was sitting there going, I light this up. It's so nice, so bright. The tits are going to look so good. They're going to look so good in my light. You don't understand. The tits are going to glow. That's the only reason. And then women, they want to fuck me. Yeah. All right. Their big lit up tits are going to fuck me every night.
Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone so that he could call women to come over.
So he could hook up with chicks. Yeah. He's like, I want to fuck these women, but they're too far to yell to. How do I get them here? A letter takes too long. I send them a letter. They come 4, 5, 6 days from now. I'm horny now.
I'll bury wires in the fucking ground all the way to her house. That's what I'll do.
I have an idea.
Henry
That's all
Ford,
it is.
Same thing. She is so far. If only there was a vehicle that could get me to her.
Oh, man. But I need it fast.
Yeah.
How can I do it? If I can just put it together.
Fuck a horse. A horse isn't fast enough. I'll be limp by then.
Guys, line up. I'm just going to have the parts just come by on a thing. You just throw them on as they come by, okay? We're going to do it that way. It's faster. I'm sorry. No, just line up.
We'll get to pussy much faster, guys.
Okay, and they all went, and break. And they all lined up and started putting fucking wheels on cars and figuring out what a carburetor was and shit.
More tits faster?
Tits faster? You got it. So I don't know what his motivation has to be high school girls.
It is. It has to be. That's crazy.
That's crazy because you're in the NBA. But you're going to get a lot of high school girls if you're, he's only 18. I mean, he's not, it's not like he's 36.
Right. It's not creepy and disgusting. It's just fucking wrong.
It's just wrong. Yeah. You're definitely, you're above high school girls at this point.
Yeah, stop it.
Go find college girls now.
Yeah.
You're in the NBA. That'll work. You're fine.
That college girl goes to school with guys that want to be you, and you're fucking 18.
You're like, I didn't go there. I just went right to the NBA. Like, that'll work. So
much easier.
The Buchanan's high school that he was at, the administrator, Lamar Treadwell, also witnessed He witnessed the incident and said that he saw Stevenson leave the gym with 2 individuals in pursuit. One of those, according to Treadwell, was ex-Clovis High School standout and Fresno State football recruit Chris Sims, who played in the All-Star game.
Yep, that's the guy.
Yeah, there's a guy there.
That's the you ain't shit guy.
It's a rival fucking It's a rival guy. He's going to Fresno State to play football,
Yeah.
and he played against him in high school. So there's a
Right.
rivalry there. And
That's
he
not
said,
Phil's
"Yeah,
son,
fuck
right?
you." No. That's two M's. This is one M. Chris Sims. Yeah,
Oh, boy.
his blonde ass chasing people. Get back here, DeShawn. DeShawn, this is bullshit, man. I'm not going to forget this at all, brah. Like,
It's your nepotism. Wait a minute.
no. This is not right. When I'm done surfing, I'm going to come over there and kick your fucking ass, buddy. Blonde, floppy hair.
It's not
Bad
fair. You're getting
spleen.
treated better than everybody else based on who you are.
This is bullshit. They said Chris was put in a squad car and one other man was put in a squad car. They said. Now, Stevenson, according to Treadwell and other eyewitnesses, was not detained by the police. They said there wasn't time for them to interview him. By the time the cops got there, he was already gone. So a woman at the Clovis Police Department said that she was not allowed to comment, but she said a report would be available. They said that the 4 Clovis police cars arrived at the scene shortly after Stevenson took off. They said, quote, "There was a lot of confusion, but it was clear to me that he was attacked as he was milling around the court after the game. There were several small fights going on at the same time all over the gym."
Unbelievable.
What the fuck is happening? Is this an Old West saloon? Like, what are these people fighting? Oh, why are there several small fights broken out after a basketball game?
Why is he going to a place where that happens?
Yeah, kids, I'll go fight some children. You're in the NBA. This is 2000, man. You got to worry about Allen Iverson. Go worry about Allen.
Right.
You're 6.
Yeah.
You're a guard. You're going to have to worry about him. You're going to have to
Yes.
worry about other, shooting guards, and that's who you should be worried about right now.
Kobe's doing great already.
Yeah,
You better
have
get
to
in
guard
there.
him. Guess
Yeah.
what? You're on
Right.
him, and he's taller than you. So get to practicing, asshole. Yeah, take an SAT crash course on that shit. So Stevenson arrived at the All-Star game apparently shortly after halftime, signed autographs, shook hands with the spectators, and took a seat in the center of the bleachers to watch the second half of the game. He said, quote, "I was there to see my boy Jordan Bryce." And the fight broke out 5 minutes after the game ended, and prosecutors at the time hadn't decided what to do to pursue charges against him as well, if they should or not. On the advice of his lawyer, he's not saying shit to anybody and refused to talk to the police. He said to the press, "I really can't say nothing about that. I hired a lawyer to handle all that stuff."
Oh, boy.
Which is a smart thing to say to the press.
Yeah.
And
But
apparently
that's
they never...
also- Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't think they never end up... he's charged with fighting in a public place eventually, which is a misdemeanor, but I don't know if he ended up... if they just dropped that or what.
But that probably cost him a lot of money, and had he just stayed the fuck off of a high school campus that he didn't belong at anyway, he would have had that money left.
The Jazz just ignore it. They just
Really?
act like it didn't happen.
Okay.
They're like, well, he didn't have a gun or any cocaine or anything, so let's just pretend like, boys will be boys. Sometimes guys fight on the basketball court.
Stupid.
It's all good. So he says he's ready for basketball by June 29th, 2000. Okay. I'm done fighting children, and I'm ready to play basketball. He said this is the day before the day of the fight. He said, "I'm not a gamble," as a draft pick, he means. He said, "I wasn't nervous, and I'm not now. There's some relief, but it's mainly because now it's time to get on with basketball." That's good. That's what you want to hear. He later on will talk about the because they showed him watching the draft on television at home with his family, and then he went to the basketball game afterwards and fought children. He said, quote, "There wasn't that much drama." He said, "I'm really happy with the situation." He's the 17th player in history at the time to go from high school to the NBA.
Wow.
Only the 17th. Now there's 17 in every draft, but back then he was only the 17th. It's strange that he's going to Utah. It's a weird place it's a weird landing spot for him, right?
But it's in the West. He's going to play Kobe a lot.
That's true. That's true. The coach, Jerry Sloan, he said, "We had an opportunity to get a guy with a tremendous upside. That doesn't always mean a guy is going to come in and play, but you have to take a chance on a guy who possibly could be a star down the line." Okay. Yeah, they're looking at him as a project. Right. Like, they don't need anything. Basically, when it came to the bottom of the draft, it's like, well, we can get some stiff who's going to be a middling guy, or we can get a guy who won't play for a couple years, but when he plays, could be a star.
Yeah.
It's better to do that if you don't have a specific need right now.
Yeah. They had Shandon Anderson at this time, I think, and Russell.
Yeah.
They had that position pretty well locked up at the moment.
And where they drafted, there was nothing that they were really looking for.
Yeah.
Like if you really need a backup 4 or something, then you could have found him at the bottom or whatever. But they just were like, well, we'll fucking take a chance on a guy who might be a star here. So they said he's going to compete with Quincy Lewis for the minutes that they have as a backup. Vacated by the retirement of Jeff Hornacek. So,
wow.
Yeah, they're going to replace him with Jeff Hornacek with him. He said, I'm starting my practice right away, Stevenson said. He said, I'm going to have a chance to play with John Stockton and Karl Malone, some of the best players in the league. It's a great opportunity, but I have a lot to learn. Okay, that's what you want the kid to say. That's perfect. Yeah. Sloan called him a very lively basketball player who will be faced with, he's going to have to play team ball here. Obviously, they have a very specific thing they're doing for 20 years in Utah. Right. Sloan said there's a lot of things he doesn't have an understanding of at this point. He hasn't played in a system. He's played more with the basketball. Those are things he'll have to learn. I'm sure there'll be a lot of headaches, but that's part of it. That's when you draft a guy like that. He is getting a guaranteed 3-year deal. Worth only $2.225 million.
Okay,
which is a lot of money, but in the NBA, you go, you'd think he'd get more than that. But
in the
bottom of the first round pick, and that was after they came back after the strike. And one of the things the players gave into was fuck the rookies, they get shit deals now. Yeah. They don't get big giant deals anymore. So the veterans could get better deals. He said, when they asked him, were you concerned you would drop to the second round? Yeah. And he said, I felt there might have been a chance to be taken higher, but I wasn't really worried too much about going further down because of Utah's interest and some of the other teams. I'm just glad it happened this way. Mm-hmm. So
I'm sure.
Utah here, 2000-2001 Utah. They go 53-29.
Yeah.
They're usual. They're usual.
But second in the West.
But they lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, to Houston, huh?
To Dallas at this point.
Oh.
So, Dallas here. This is, he's got to do something here for him. But he plays in 40 games, only starts 2. He's a rookie. They didn't expect him to do much of anything here. He doesn't do very much on the floor either. He 2.2 points a game, 7.3 minutes. Basically nothing is what he's doing.
They're not even using him as a 6th man. He's like the 8th man.
Oh, he's the garbage time guy. Yeah. We're up by 20. We're down by 20. Yeah. It's the 4th quarter. Just put him in and let him run around.
Give somebody a rest.
Yeah, let him run around for a while and,
It won't matter to anybody.
Just get the feel of the floor. Yeah, he's garbage time, man. I mean, that's 7.3 points a game. Garbage time. Yeah. That's garbage. So
he was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
He does make $828,120, which is not garbage.
Bad at all.
That's phenomenal. That's not garbage. So June 19th, 2001. Season's all over.
Yeah.
Got an NBA season behind him. Shaky, but, you know, like I said, that's what's expected. Sloan said in the very beginning, they're not expecting him to contribute this year or anything. They're just breaking him into the league. Well, this day, on June 20th, 2001, the police are seeking him, which is not great.
Boy.
Not great at all. They stake out the Fresno airport in hopes of arresting him. Stakeout because a criminal complaint was filed in the Fresno County Superior Court last week against him, who went from the Eastons. Oh, yeah, he went there. His whereabouts are unknown, but plainclothes detectives were waiting for him at the Fresno airport. Why would detectives stake out an airport for you?
Yeah.
You got to do something terrible, right? Well, he is accused of having unlawful sexual intercourse with a 14-year-old girl.
No!
14-year-old girl. He's 20, obviously.
We knew it already.
Yeah, because he's hanging around fucking high schools.
God, how did nobody pick up on that?
One reason to hang around a high school if you're that age,
only
and it's to
reason.
fucking have high school girls swarming all over you. And
How did they? Oh my God!
He couldn't pick like a senior who was 18 and was going to college next year. So, nope, he said, "Hi, freshman."
Straight up freshman.
Hi.
Oh my God!
What are you in the 8th grade? You're coming here next year? Allow me to show you around. This is where I rate
what
people.
The fuck, man.
This is ridiculous. Yeah. His teammate also from his old high school teammate, DeShawn Anderson, another DeShawn here, is also being sought in connection with this.
Oh, God.
Took place allegedly at a Fresno hotel, according to the district attorney. Allegations were fully not made public at that point. The district attorney said that it's a serious matter. Yeah. I would say, yeah.
Dead ass.
I would say that's not great. So he was also, by the way, scheduled at this point to be in a Fresno courtroom for a criminal trial stemming from the fighting charges at the game there. So it's going all sorts of fucking high school bullshit here. So, they're saying that Stevenson said about that fight, by the way, because he's asked about that. He said, it was just jealousy, I guess. Talking about the fight. As soon as I walked in the door, all the attention was on me, and some people didn't like that. They're just jealous because here comes this high school player out of Fresno going to the NBA. Mm-hmm. And the guy who he fought, Sims, called it an unfortunate incident.
Why is his response more mature than DeShawn's?
Because he doesn't have any money, so he has to try to be mature for now.
Yeah.
So they said that the Fresno lawyer who's defending him against the public disturbing the peace charge there said he was unaware of the unlawful sex charge until the reporters told him about it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the cops didn't tell him about it. They're looking for DeShawn. He said, the last time I talked with DeShawn was a month ago when he came to my office. He didn't mention he was in trouble. Well, he probably should have done that here. According to the prosecutor, though, he's accused of having sex with the Fresno girl during a week to visit to Fresno in the past 6 weeks. During the Memorial Day weekend, he was in Fresno and attended the Matt's Madness basketball tournament. Stop.
Why?
This is why we say don't go home.
Yeah.
He's going home to bask in it. He's going home to bask in who he is. Rather than going, fuck, I have the hardest job to do. To play shooting guard in the NBA is really, really hard. You have to be
in the West.
You have to, in 2000, you have to be fucking credible to be able to do that. You need to concentrate. You're playing with John Stockton and Karl fucking Malone. Concentrate. What are you doing?
Playing against David Robinson and the fucking crazy talented Spurs.
Yeah, you're trying to. The Spurs are nasty. Tim Duncan at that point just kill it. Like, your job is so hard, and rather than concentrating on it,
Jason,
it feels.
You're chasing child pussy.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
It feels good to him to go back there and be and soak it in, get all the accolades, and tell everybody how everybody. Oh man, it's DeShawn. Oh wow, he loves that. That shows how immature he is.
Yeah. When he goes to these games and such, though, he's with those guys and nobody's looking at him. He needs it. The ego is everything. And if he can't get it there, he's going to have to go back to that level that he was at when he got all the stardom. And that's what he keeps going back to.
It's unfucking real. The David Allred, the vice president of public relations for the Jazz, now they have to start getting involved. They're like,
oh God.
Jesus Christ. We don't even comment on Karl Malone fucking that kid. What are we doing? Although this might have got him more like love on the team, though. Karl Malone's like, I didn't know about you.
Yeah.
When you first got here, man, I wasn't sure. I was like, what are we doing? But then I heard what you did the other day, and I said, all right, he's got a little Karl Malone in him.
Pretty good kid right there.
He's a pretty good kid right there. I get where he's coming from. I understand.
Little determination. You might be a Hall of Famer.
You could do it. Yeah, you get somebody to feed you off the pick and roll, and you could really be. We could get there.
It is fascinating that they don't do anything about that. Nothing.
No, nothing at all. No, they try to bury shit. The NBA, once it's over with, they bury it. Like when we did I remember specifically when we did the Vernon Maxwell episode back in the day, he was arrested over 30 times. Okay.
It's crazy.
His Wikipedia page at the time had 0 in it about an arrest. It was just, he's a great guy and he played basketball and now he's doing this and everything's fine. It's like, no. What about half of his life, which is spent punching people and running from cops and stealing women's purses and shit? What happened to that?
And his dick being out all the time.
All the time. All the time. So the Jazz said, we're going to reserve commenting until we know something.
Yeah.
We don't know anything.
Okay.
So, Tony Perry, who works with a bunch of Fresno kids, who has known Stevenson since he was a young guy, said he's surprised by this. Very surprised.
Huh.
It'd be funny if he was like, I always thought he'd be fucking children. Yeah. He better be surprised.
Yeah. Any response other than that? We got several
like,
follow-ups.
Really? Jesus, there's a lot to talk about here. He said, DeShawn is not a wild person. He's kind of a square person. He doesn't go out looking for trouble. I see kids in sports and they go out acting crazy. He's not like that.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, he didn't go out and like grab her by the hair and drag her back to the hotel room. She voluntarily did it, but she's a child. She doesn't have the capacity.
She's not allowed to.
You don't seduce children. That's the thing here.
He's the adult and supposed to say, this is gross.
Yeah.
Not just illegal. Gross.
And gross. Yeah, that's gross. Everyone, like I said, he comes in the locker room. All the guys are shaking their head and just like gross. And then Karl Malone's just smiling, nodding his head. Putting his fist out. Yeah, that's right.
Ready for that low bone.
Pound it. Yeah, you didn't get her pregnant, did you?
Attaboy.
I
made that mistake.
Yeah, that's my fuck up, so good job. He then said that, quote, this is the same coach guy, he said that it doesn't matter either way, he said, because people will still be thinking crazy things, even if he didn't do it. Yeah, so this is not a good start for him as an adult. He pleads not guilty.
Really?
Yes. He pleads not guilty. He admitted, this is the problem, though. He admitted to the mother of the young lady in a tape-recorded telephone call that he had sex with her daughter and implicated a friend of his as also being involved in this as well and having some form of sexual relations here. He said 2 other men, the girl told police that DeShawn and 2 other adults of legal age took her and a 15-year-old friend of hers to a motel room on June 6th. Holy shit. 14 and 15.
So gross.
That is just disgusting. I'm sorry. That's bad. That's
her. You're 8. You've got a car, man, and a contract.
They draw shit on their trapper keepers. Like that's where we're at. Like this is wow.
In 2000, she's writing Mrs. Jonas, brother.
This is ridiculous. Mrs. Timberlake, she's writing. This is fucking silly. Mrs. whatever Backstreet Boy there are. I don't know which ones they are.
I don't know their names either.
No, I don't know any of them.
Howie, is that one? Or is that a 98 degree?
Aren't they the same thing? Didn't they I honestly, if you could line them all up, I'd love to punch most of them, but I don't know. Couldn't pick them out of that lineup.
He might be in O-Town. I don't know.
Maybe. For all I know. Shit, it could be anything. He could be in one of those K-pop groups. I have no idea. That's the only way I go, well, he looks Korean, so he's probably not one of the Backstreet Boys. Yeah. Put him over there if I had to match up people with groups. So this young lady said that they went there, and Stevenson and DeShawn Anderson, his buddy there, gave the two girls alcohol.
Oh, God, Jesus.
Then had consensual sex with them. So, got them drunk. He couldn't even
score with a 14-year-old.
He couldn't even charm a child into this. He needed to get them drunk first. This is adult women. You play in the NBA. Yeah. You could have just found an adult woman to do this. Happily.
You couldn't even sweet talk a 14-year-old into blowing you.
And not even if you did it with an adult, not only would it not be gross at that point, it would be way less gross, but also probably way fucking more fun too, because they know what the fuck they're doing, and you shouldn't.
Better, yeah.
And unless you're a really disgusting person, this should creep you out the whole time. If you were doing this, you should go, ew, what am I doing? Ew, oh God, this is terrible. Oh my God, I should call the police on myself. Like, this is disgusting. So,
a young body is no good to look at. It's not good.
Oh my God,
there should be nothing hot about that.
No, not to you, no. The 15-year-old, the friend of the one that DeShawn was involved with here, said she had consensual sex with DeShawn Anderson, his friend, while another man watched. The third man watched, but didn't participate in the sex. So,
you know what he did, though?
Oh, not only did they fuck children, but some guy wanted to watch other people fuck children.
God damn it, man.
This is not an NBA party where they had like escorts and strippers over, and this isn't the Minnesota Viking boat party. This is disgusting and sad. Jesus. Very, very sad.
So uncomfortable, man.
Oh my God. He pleads not guilty to this. So September 21st, 2001, he's I don't know how the fuck this, but he's charged with, the judge downgrades his charges from statutory rape to misdemeanor sex, which misdemeanor kid fucking is not a thing that should exist.
No, there should never be a misdemeanor when your penis is around a child. Never.
If your penis went inside of a child, that's not a misdemeanor.
Every time.
I mean, I don't care what you want to call it. It's not a misdemeanor.
No.
Right? That's just.
And why would you downgrade from statutory rape? Because that seems real easy to prove.
Are you 18? No.
No? All right. Well, done.
You fucked her? Well, there we go. That seems like statutory rape. Oh, you gave her booze, too. Oh, that makes it another thing.
What's your birthday? What's her birthday? All right.
Whoa,
easy.
Hey, those don't go together.
Alcohol's involved? What the fuck?
Yeah. Neither of you are 21, number one.
And you, being the older one, plied her with it to get this done. What amount of money was involved to get that plea? That's crazy.
If they wanted to get three 19-year-olds from Fresno State or some shit to come over and all drinking fuck.
I could give a fuck.
Drink and fuck each other silly and watch how some guy fucking whack it while he watches in a corner. I don't fucking care. Film it. I don't give a shit. As long as everyone's into it, great. Who cares? Don't give a fuck. Everyone's happy. Cool. This, no.
A 14-year-old that knows all the words to bye, bye, bye. I don't know. You can't
I don't
fuck
know
her.
That. No.
You can't fuck her.
No Britney Spears postered people.
You don't get to fuck her.
You don't get to fuck her while singing Oops, I Did It Again. It's not right. You certainly did.
Gross.
I don't understand. There's a 4-hour hearing, and it's dropped from a felony to misdemeanors. I don't understand it. The Stevenson and Anderson hugged family members and friends after hearing the decision, because that's from lots of prison time to not lots of prison time. The reduction removes the burden of a 3-year state prison sentence that would have accompanied a felony conviction. So, arguing before the judge, his lawyer said there was no signs of force, and Stevenson has no prior convictions. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter.
You're a lawyer. You know.
It doesn't matter.
You know that, sir.
And you don't even have to know the law. That's just disgusting. That's just, you go, gross. What do you fucking... You talked a 14-year-old into fucking you? Oh, wow. Sorry.
You talked a drunk 14-year-old into being willing to have sex with you. You're a monster.
Yeah, that's not hard to do, I'm sure. No. If you're an NBA player and
that's easy.
All, blown away by who you are and everything else.
You picked her up in a Lexus.
Wow, yeah. She went, ooh, wow, this is yours? Oh, my God. None of my other boyfriends have a Lexus because I'm 14. My last boyfriend had a fucking paper route. This is crazy.
None of my boyfriends' parents let them drive their Lexus. This is yours.
Wow. At this point, they only face a maximum of a year in county jail. That's the maximum penalty.
Wow.
Holy shit.
They're not even going to get that.
That is fucking crazy. They said... his lawyer said, when you have someone of Mr. Stevenson's young age, he's an adult.
He's an adult. That's a
and
man.
You have a single act of intercourse. The evidence before you is clearly that the 14-year-old was under the age of consent, but that she did consent.
I would say she was convinced.
Well, he went on to say she told the officers she was enjoying herself, that she was the one who initiated the contact. It doesn't matter.
So what?
How do you not get up out of your fucking seat with your judge robe, walk out down there and hit him on top of the fucking head with your goddamn mallet? How do you not do that and go, are you fucking stupid? Did you just come into my court and go, she wanted it real bad and was trying to come up? He's fucking an adult and she's not. Kids also want to go to the zoo and Disneyland and shit. Do you take them every time? No. Same thing. You don't fuck them either.
Also, what you're saying is very reckless because dangerous people may hear what you just said and get this same shit for their disgusting depravity.
If I give them booze and they're into it, then it's fine. What the fuck is that?
Then I only get a year.
I'm sorry. This is crazy. Are we are we all losing our shit here?
This is 2001?
This is 2001. Not,
unbelievable.
1971. That would make sense. That's not what it is. This is crazy.
How did nobody, I mean, there were two buildings that fell right around this time. That makes sense.
But still, Jesus,
we should all know.
So we
that.
all said it's fun. Yeah, I guess maybe that's it. Why we didn't hear about it as much. But wow. The judge said, though, that that is a serious crime, even though he downgraded it to not very serious crime. He said that when that act occurs, it's a very serious matter, whether consensual or not. You have to take. I don't care if she, took her fucking underwear off and planted her asshole on his windshield as he was driving down the street. You turn the fucking windshield wiper on and try to knock her off of it and go away. You don't do that. I don't care if she suction cupped herself to his window like a Garfield hanger on. I don't give a shit. That's not okay, right?
Sat on the antenna like the fucking ball from Jack in the Box.
Telling you, suction cupped her asshole to his windshield. You just go, no, thank you.
No, you're not for me.
No, child.
You're a baby. No.
Scream child over and over again. The prosecutor didn't comment. His Deshawn's friend DeShawn Anderson, his lawyer said that the judge likely reduced the charges because of the faultiness of the evidence and the fact that the girls consented several times to the evening's activities. He said the nature and quality of the evidence was such that it was worthy of being reduced to a misdemeanor. There seems to be no question that he fucked these girls. That they fucked these girls.
Yeah.
That's the end of the question, right?
Isn't that the evidence?
They admit it. They tell everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
Ask the guy who was whacking it while he was watching. Let's give him the deal. Let's say, okay, you didn't fuck any children. No charges for you if you tell us what's happening. How about that? If we're parsing, who's worse here.
Yeah,
holy shit!
The least culpable person in the room is when the least culpable person is the guy in the corner jacking off. That's a bad situation.
That is terrible. That's the least culpable. Jerking off while two guys fuck children. That's not. And you go, well, you know what? I mean, if we gotta deal with the devil, I guess. Let's deal with the
fuck.
nicest one we know about here.
Oh, boy.
Then the 15-year-old, the next day here, I guess, recants her original story.
Okay, she feels guilty.
Feels guilty. She's I don't know if she's pressured, paid off, or whatever it is, but she now says that it wasn't just she didn't have sex with Anderson, the friend, at the Howard Johnson Express Inn.
Wow. You have hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You took them to a Hojo Express.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. She now says about the Anderson guy, it was just a little bit of touching on my chest and he was just rubbing on my arms. We wasn't having sex or anything like that. That's the quote from court. She was adamant that she did not have sex with Anderson. They said, "Well, why'd you tell the detectives that you did have sex?" And she said, quote, "I guess maybe I wanted to get back at him to get him in trouble." She said that she knew Anderson before this day when, all of this. He and Stevenson picked them up at a home around 10 p.m. Let's go pick up some children. At the time when that commercial comes on and says it's 10 p.m., do you know where your children are?
Yeah.
Hopefully not fucking NBA players. Let's put it that way.
Hojo Express.
They
picked up children at 10 p.m. with booze and took them to a hotel. What the fuck could any plan be? It's all obvious that's what they were going to do. There's zero intention of just hanging out with kids.
Yeah, so that's the Anderson's victim here.
Wow.
Not DeShawn Stevenson's victim here. His 14-year-old victim didn't testify in this day, but for the purposes of the hearing, a police officer was allowed to relay what was told to him during the interview, and he said she said it was voluntary. The second thing she said was if she had not been so drunk, she probably would not have had sex with him.
Bingo.
There you go. You plied a young girl with booze and fucked her.
That's crazy.
You loosened her up and fucked her, which, I don't know, if everyone's consenting adults and everybody wants this, whatever. You have 3 drinks, you have 3 drinks, everybody's looser and we're more comfortable. She's a 14-year-old who's probably scared to have sex with an adult man who's in the NBA, and she gets loose, and then that's terrible, man.
Terrible.
So she said that she told the cop that she was asking for freaky friends. She said those are friends that will do anything sexually. So she wanted to do freaky shit, I guess, originally. Wow. Other testimony offered by officers claimed that Stevenson and Anderson knew the ages of the girls. They picked them up from the 15-year-old's house, and the group went to a super Kmart and purchased a bottle of brandy.
This is the worst story of all time.
It gets grosser constantly, doesn't it?
They're doing nothing that an NBA player does.
No. What is John Stockton doing while this is happening, do you think?
Tucking children in at 10
I don't know, or fucking Byron Nelson or Brian Nelson. Brian Nelson's having a glass of wine with an adult woman.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's like, listen, baby, Jordan pushed off me. That's all there is to it. He obviously pushed off in the... Yeah, Brian Russell. What did I say?
Nelson.
I meant Russell.
Yeah.
He's saying, fucking, you know who I meant. Fucking,
yeah. He shoved me.
He shoved me. Like, it looked like I just fell off him, but I'm telling you, watch his hand. It's a push.
Yeah.
It's a push. That's what he does, man.
Every time.
And then he's going to have sex with this fully grown 28-year-old woman who's on like some sitcom for 3 years, and they're pretty hot. That's who he's fucking. This guy's like, we'll stop at the Super Kmart, pick up some fucking E&J, and then when we're done with that, I'll take you to the Hojo Express, and we'll give you a plowing.
He's drinking brandy.
Ugh, God damn it.
That's what you drink when you're in high school because your parents don't notice that it's missing because they only drink it at Christmas.
It's disgusting.
It's
Nobody
so gross.
Wants brandy.
No,
Yeah,
it's so
you
bad.
inherit brandy bottles from people. No one drinks that shit. So it's not even like cognac or something.
No,
it's at least
so
smooth.
bad.
It's bad. So they went to the Howard Johnson where Stevenson paid for a suite with his credit card, but registered using Anderson's name.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't register his own name. After the girls went home, the 14-year-old's mother notified police a day after her daughter told her what happened.
Good.
Yeah. So with the aid of police, the girl's mother placed a phone call to DeShawn Stevenson, and he admitted having sex with the girl and that he knew her age.
Why a plea ever?
He said, I fucked a young girl, plied her with alcohol, knew she was 14, and they go, misdemeanor.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's fucking wild. So the 2001-2002 Utah Jazz, he's still on the team. They didn't, I said, on that team, it's fine, apparently. So they finished 44-38 that year. First round of the playoffs, they lose to Sacramento 3-1.
Okay. Well,
not
how
great.
about that? Yeah.
This is the end of the whole thing here for them. This is the end of their little run. And February 11th, 2002, he's got some court action happening here. He is sentenced for this. He is he's going to have to he pleads, what is it? He pleaded no contest on behalf of these charges, because really that's an appropriate plea.
Yeah. How are you going to fight these charges?
I'm in the corner with hands above my head as your rain blows upon me. No contest.
I'm begging, please have mercy.
Yep, pleads guilty. His lawyer pleaded guilty on his client's behalf to also disturbing the peace. So all guilty pleas in that fight thing there. So under this, he is to serve, oh boy, this is a real stiff sentence. You, sir, may fuck off 2 years probation. And he'll serve no jail time, but must complete 100 hours of community service. And Jimmie, it's not for naught here, $1,100 in fines. That'll teach him not to fuck kids, you know?
We're going to charge you 3 nights in a suite at the Hodo.
That's it.
That's probably a week.
It's probably, I think you get a week for $1,100 here. So 2001-2 season, he played in 67 games, started actually 23 games that year.
Really?
Played 16.9 minutes a game for a whopping total of 4.9 points a game.
As a shooting guard?
Not very good. Yeah, not very good. 1.7 assists, 2 rebounds. Not
shooting
great.
Guards are dropping 45 a game now.
He's got to do something here. He does make $890,280 that year. So, and he needed it for lawyer fees.
Yeah.
So good for him. 2002-2003, 47-35 here. The Jazz they lose in the first round to Sacramento again. He only starts 8 games this year, plays in 61, 4.6 points a game.
Okay.
So he is doing worse now. That's not great.
Really generating the points.
Not doing well. He does make $952,320 that year, though.
For 4 points.
For 4 fucking points. He is now traded here to the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
Gordon Jiricic?
What?
Jiricic? I don't know who the fuck that is.
Spell the last name.
Giricek.
Goran?
Gordon.
Oh, I don't know. Never mind. Sorry.
I have no idea who that is. Either way, DeShawn actually has a decent year this year, though.
Yeah, he's playing in fucking Disneyland.
Well, 2003, 2004 for Utah, he starts all 54 games he plays, 28 minutes a game, and it's 11.4 points a game, so much better.
Yeah. He's down there in fucking Orlando, where Disneyland's at. He's fucking around,
kids are everywhere.
Up.
He can't wait to get down there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He can't wait. He's real excited about that here. So he makes $1,616,087 that year.
Holy.
Somehow he got a new contract after scoring 4.5 points a game. But okay. So 2004, 2005, the Orlando Magic are 36-46 and don't go to the playoffs. They're bad team throughout this era here. He plays in 55 games, starts 27 of them. Not bad. 7.8 points a game.
Okay.
Again, not wonderful, but he does make $2.5 million somehow for that.
Holy shit.
He's really, wow. This guy's lucky, I'm just going to say.
That's incredible money.
This is insane for doing what he does and, having sex with children. So 2005 and 6 here with Orlando. They're 36-46, which I think that was the same record as the year before.
Yeah.
So they're just not very good.
Just a bad team.
Aggressively mediocre. He plays in 82 games, starts all 82 games, 32.3 minutes a game. So this is your chance.
He's a big piece.
This is your shot, big guy. He averages 11 points a game. Not what you want from your 2-guard here.
No.
11 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 2 assists. So
He's not even creating opportunities for other people.
Nope. Well, they're creating plenty of opportunities for him to buy shit because he makes $2,750,000. So
almost $3 million.
He's made more money every year he's been in the league and rarely does better. So
unbelievable.
His contract's up. That was a 3-year deal. And so now he ends up going to Washington. Okay. Plays for the Wizards. August 5th, 2006, signs as a free agent with Washington. Okay. And he opted out of this deal, actually. Listen to this. He opted out of he had a deal in Orlando. He opted out of a deal that would have paid him $3 million that year, then turned down a 3-year, $10 million contract from Orlando in order to sign here and make way less money.
Why?
He's going to make $932,000 this year. So he fucked himself directly in the asshole.
Why would he do that?
Because he thought he could get more money.
Okay.
He said $10 million for 3 years. Fuck that. I'm ready to come out. I'm ready to blow up. And so
he went to the Wizards and made $900.
And then they said, okay. And then nobody offered any more money because he hasn't shown anything. So that's that. And there he is. He said, quote, I had way more money on the table, but that's part of life. Sometimes you've got to go 2 steps backward to take 5 steps forward. I look at this as a stepping stone.
Is that right?
Wow, I look at this as losing a shitload of money.
I look at that as losing $9 million.
$9 million that you could have really used later on when things fall apart.
Yeah.
So they lose. They go to the playoffs this year. They're 41-41, Washington. They go to the playoffs, and they're swept by Cleveland that year.
Yeah.
LeBron.
What are you going to do?
Cleveland. He starts all 82 games he plays for Washington. So 29.5 minutes a game. He averages 11.2 points a game. That's his ceiling.
I feel like he's found his plateau.
Yep, that's his ceiling right there. 2.6 rebounds, 2.7 assists. So nothing
his
that
game
great.
is very one-dimensional.
He's real flat.
Oh, boy.
2007, 2008, 43-39 for the Wizards. They lose to the Cavs in the first round, of course. Not doing that great. He gets, by the way, at this point, a tattoo of his own jersey on him.
Oh, good call. Good call.
He gets Stevenson on his back where the nameplate of his jersey would go.
Not like a little jersey on your shoulder.
No.
The whole fucking back.
Got Stevenson across his back like the jersey number.
Oh,
like name
my
goes.
God.
Yeah.
That's a bad tattoo.
That is
in those letters with like stitching and everything.
Oh, the whole deal. He's also adding the number 2 on his back, so because he had that at first. So then he said, "I'll just add my number. That way, it looks like a jersey."
Idiot!
Like I'm wearing a jersey.
That is terrible.
Wow.
What a bad tattoo.
I don't even know what to fucking say about that. That is fucking hilarious. Gilbert Arenas' quote about it's pretty funny, too. He said, quote,
let's go to the man of the hour.
He said, he has that big Stevenson on his back. I've seen a lot of players that are getting their names on their backs. I guess it's a way of letting people know what their names are when they're on the beach. I don't know. DeShawn is adding the number 2 on his back so it looks like a jersey. I guess when he's swimming or something, having fun in the pool, everyone will know who that is. It's not for me, though. I'll stick with the Tiger. Which is fucking a hilarious way to put it. That's just great.
He's in the pool.
I mean,
I love getting tattoos that are just for when I'm in the pool. So
just so people know who I am. They can see me. Oh, is that? It's
Gilbert.
DeShawn Stevenson, number 2. Okay.
Gilbert's terrific.
That's hilarious.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
This year, 82 games in the league. Starts all 82. 31.3 points a game, or 31.3 minutes a game. His average, 11.2 points a game. Exactly the same as last year. Exactly the same. 2.9 rebounds, 3.1 assists. So
getting some more things for everybody.
It is not great. He makes $1,033,000. He left so much money on the table.
So much.
Fucking moron. And now he's not going to get a big contract because he's averaging 11 points a game. He's a bench guy.
Again. Yeah.
2008, 2009 Wizards are 19-63.
Ouch.
Yikes. They really fucking sucks.
Didn't even win 20 games?
It really sucks. Didn't even win 20.
Wow.
He then, I don't know what he's doing here, but he spent $1,000 on wristbands. They made a big deal out of. They came in a rainbow of colors, all different colors, and said like 10 different sayings, all of which he says he thought up himself.
Oh, yeah. What do they say? Have a nice day?
Brendan Haywood said, quote, "What the hell does that mean? I won't know what to think until I know what it means. Right now, I'm just confused." No idea what this motherfucker's doing here. DeShawn said, quote, "I've got crazy thinking." When they asked him, why are you putting sayings on his wristbands that you've made up? And he said, "I've got crazy thinking." And that's all he said. So look out for that. Look out for crazy DeShawn Stevenson wristband sayings. He only plays in 32 games this year, only starts 25 and averages 6.6 points a game.
Ouch.
Not very good. Makes $3,616,072 though that year.
That was a good contract that year.
God damn, not bad. So they're talking about him. He's going to end up in Dallas after this here. So that was 2008-9. 2009, 2010, he only plays 40 games in Washington, averages 2.2 points a game.
Jesus.
Not great. Then he's talking about tattoos here in 2009 because he's got a shitload of tattoos
Does
now.
he?
On his left cheekbone, he has the Pittsburgh Pirates P.
He got a face tattoo?
He got a face tattoo because he said, "That's my favorite team, Barry Bonds," when he first started.
You've never been to Pittsburgh, dude.
No, he's from California. And it's backwards, the P, so it looks like a 9. He got a backwards P.
Did he do it himself?
In the mirror. He could see it. I don't know why.
Is it little like a teardrop, or is it a big one on his whole fucking face?
It's not a giant one, but it's a decent size.
Yeah.
He said this about it while they were standing around, and people said, "Why did you get a backwards P on your face?" He said, "No, if you're standing where Dom's standing, some guy, and looking at me, it looks like a P." And they asked Dominic McGuire, this is the guy, Dom, who was standing directly in front of him about 10 yards away, "Well, does it look like a P?" And he said, "No, it looks like a 9. And then DeShawn said, "Well, when I look in the mirror, it looks like a P."
Yeah, because it's backward, you dipshit.
450.
Yeah, that's a 450 SAT decision.
All of these are. I feel like when he got the 1150, they all sat around and went, "We talked to him. He did not get an 1150 on his SATs, right?" Like,
he draws P's backwards, you guys.
He's not right. Wow. A new tat is a crack on the left side of his forehead.
He might be the first guy that was making money that got face tattoos.
Facial tattoo. Yeah, well, Tyson was the first with his big face tattoo. He was the first, holy shit, that's a famous guy with a face tattoo.
That's a fucking decision.
They said, well, why'd you get a big crack on the left side of your forehead?
Yeah.
And he said, because I don't crack.
Oh, my God.
So I put a big crack on there to show that I don't crack. He said, I feel like people always try to break me, but I don't crack. So I put that there. Okay. I don't understand that. Wow. He explains also that he likes to play with swag, he keeps talking about. So, what do you mean exactly when you're saying you're playing with swag? And he says, quote, lot of swag. Quote, lot of swag. Just go out there and play with heart. We've got a good team, a good focused team, and a lot of people have good characters on our team. Got
it. Okay.
So just go out there and work hard.
Yeah. His game's full of swag. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Swagger when I play.
Yeah. He also defines, he says off the court, he wears sunglasses inside and, that kind of shit. He's cool. So that's his explanation. 2009-10 Mavericks, they go 55-27, and they lose in the first round of the playoffs, though, to San Antonio.
Yeah.
Who was killing it at that point.
Very good. Yeah.
He was traded by the Wizards with Caron Butler and Brendan Haywood. So 2 crime and sports guys here. For Drew Gooden, Josh Howard, Quentin Ross, and James Singleton. So there you go. That year, he is in Dallas. He plays in 24 games and only averages 2 points a game. So not great.
Yeah.
Not wonderful. He does make $3,886,928 for that, though.
Holy shit.
How are they paying him this money? What? I feel like anybody could do what he's doing in the NBA. Any decent NBA player, any half decent bench player could do this. I don't get it.
Was this a write-off for Cuban at the time? Was this just like he needs to dump money?
Was there a shortage of tall people during this? Was there a tall Holocaust at some point and just wiped a lot of the population out? Because this seems crazy.
He's just dumping cash.
He is, man. It's fucking ridiculous. So 2010-11 Mavericks. This year, they go 57-25. First round of the playoffs, they beat Portland 4-2.
Yeah.
They sweep the Lakers 4-0 after that. Then it's the Thunder. At this time, it was
Westbrook
Durant and Westbrook at that point. Yeah, Thunder. They beat them 4-1 and go all the way to the finals.
Yeah, and this is dirt shit
against the Heat. This is
the
against
Heat. That's right.
This is when the Heat were their super team after they went there and Dwayne Wade and him and Bosh and all that. And they beat the Heat 4-2.
This is Dirk's shot.
This is it.
He has a fucking ring.
The man has a ring and a tattoo on his face of a backwards P and the scent of a 14-year-old on his genitalia.
You have
That's what he
to
has.
be fucking kidding me.
He's got a fucking ring.
The man has an NBA championship.
Well, he did earn it this year, Jimmy. He played in 72 games, started 54, and averaged 5.3 points a game. So if anybody should have a ring, it's this guy.
You have to be kidding me.
I swear to God. This is bonkers that this man has anything.
The luckiest man on the planet.
The luckiest man alive.
He didn't go to prison for fucking 10 years for fucking a child.
He walks down the street, and as he walks, he steps one step, and a safe falls from 12 floors right behind him. But the safe falls faster than the bag of money that floats into his hand in front of him. And he's like, what happened? That's what happens. A safe right behind him, bag of money right in his hands. It's out of the safe.
Magoo's his way through life.
He is Mr. Magoo.
With the happiest of endings.
Blind, eyes closed, crashing into shit almost. Everything's
Constantly.
fine. He is. He does make $4,151,786 for this. Are you fucking kidding me?
That is not fair. This
is ridiculous.
Is not fair.
He had 4.5. Oh my God, 5.3 points and 4.1 million for 5.3 points.
Almost $1 a million. Or almost a point
That's
a million.
crazy. He made more than that the year before. The year before, he averaged 2.1 points a game, and he made 3.86 million. Fucking ridiculous.
Fuck this man.
Fuck him.
Hate you, sir.
I don't like DeShawn Stevenson. You suck. Some of these guys, I kind of like this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I hate him. I don't like you.
You've had it way too easy.
You lucky asshole. So 2 days after they win the NBA championship, he's arrested.
Oh, good.
Stop celebrating, you fucking idiot. Arrested for public intoxication on a Tuesday night in Texas.
Just loving it.
How publicly drunk do you have to be to get arrested in the same fucking town where you just won a championship 2 days ago and they've never had one before?
You got a jersey tattooed on you. They know you play.
I know who I am. That's what an asshole you have to be. Irving police were called to the Grand Venetian apartment complex at 10:30 at night after receiving a call to report an intoxicated person walking in the area. Why are you walking in the area?
Just out wandering.
Just going for a jaunt here. Stevenson doesn't live in this apartment complex, by the way. It'd be one thing if he got drunk and went for a walk where he lives. He doesn't even fucking live here. Appeared intoxicated, and when they asked him, why are you here? He said, where's here? I don't know where I'm at. He didn't know where the fuck he was.
Oh, my God, I hate him so much.
Wandering drunkenly through a strange apartment complex.
Wow.
Dude, hang out with your teammates. What the fuck are you doing? Hang out with Dirk Nowitzki or something. What's wrong with you? Hang out with Jason Terry. What is your problem?
Whatever mental health issue his dad had, it's certainly, he has some too.
He definitely he got some asshole from somewhere. I don't know that. So he said later on, when asked by a Dallas TV station, KDFW, what the fuck you were doing there, he said, after he had some time to come up with an excuse, that he was in the parking lot looking for his phone after doing some celebrating at a friend's apartment. He got that from, I don't know where the fuck I was.
Where am I?
He said, where am I? I went to an apartment complex where my friends were at to have a good time, celebrate there. And I went over there. We had a couple of drinks. I left. I couldn't find my phone. Was looking for my phone. I was the only person out there. Couple of cops came up to me, asked me if I was drunk. I said no, I had a couple drinks. I guess he talked to somebody else, and then he just put me in handcuffs for no reason. I didn't want to say anything to incriminate myself, so I put myself in handcuffs. Very noble of you, sir. Very noble. Very noble.
That's a 450 answer, too.
It's a very 450. So I put myself in the handcuffs. This was based on the results of a field sobriety test, as apparently according to the cops and officers' observations. The Irving Public Information Officer said they felt he was a danger to himself and others. Basically, he was intoxicated to a point where police didn't feel comfortable letting him walk away.
How drunk is that in Texas?
That's what I mean. They'll be like, well, take your gun and keep walking, you know?
Take this with you.
Take your shotgun, slang it over your shoulder, and you get on home now. He's got to be really drunk. And they said they didn't have any other options at that point. He was released on a $475 bond at 5:30 in the morning. He said that the characterization of his condition was not accurate, that the police said. He said, I always knew where I was at. If it was that bad, if I was that wasted, I wouldn't have been out of jail in 3 hours on a $400 fine. Yes, you would have, unless you hurt somebody.
Right.
Public intoxication is public intoxication.
3 hours of not drinking, you'll sober up.
Yeah, he said, I just think they take things out of proportion, and when you're a champion, everything's under a microscope.
Oh, I hate that he gets to say that.
When you're what was it about the 14-year-old girl then? Wasn't a champion then? What was that shit?
Yeah.
So they said the Mavericks said they were not aware of the incident and declined comment.
We're too busy winning.
Yeah. He said, I slept in a one-room cell for almost 5 hours until my wife came and picked me up. And to me, it hurts because that's not a way a champion should celebrate on his way home in Dallas. Sleeping in a cell over a $400 fine. Yeah.
Internally, it hurts so bad.
It hurts so bad.
Champion. You had 5 points.
A champion. You had nothing to do with that, sir. Nothing. You were on do you say a 19-63 guy? Because you were also on that team. Where's that? He said, as he was doing this interview, A passerby saw him being interviewed and said, quote, "Hey, keep on partying."
Yeah, that's Dallas.
And Sean said, "Thank you, thank you." DeShawn said, "Thank you, thank you." Yep. He then said, quote, "It's sad for me, man, because I worked so hard to get this stereotype off of me. You've got guys out there that drink and drive and molest kids and do things like that, and he's worrying about a guy walking around trying to find his phone, which I still haven't found my phone." He said that.
No.
He said that.
No, he didn't.
You've got guys out there that drink and drive and molest kids and things like that. Okay, you're drinking and walking and fucking kids. Did you have the balls to say that?
Did he just say what he did that night? Did
He just said what happened.
Did he drink and drive with the brandy?
I don't know what he
And
did.
then molest those girls?
I am disturbed, is all I have to say.
How
By the
dare
way,
you, sir?
he's got a wife. You know what her name is?
No.
You know what it is?
What is it?
Brandy. I swear to God, Jimmy, his wife's fucking name is Brandy.
He needs a pop star in his life.
It's fucking Brandy. He loves Brandy.
How do you meet a girl named Brandy knowing what you fed children?
You know he got a chuckle out of that. You know he
had
did.
to, yeah.
Oh, by the way, he's going to have 3 kids with Brandy here.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. He's going to have London, I think is a daughter, Sky, who's a son, and, of course, Jimmy, DeShawn Jr. You bet your ass he's DeShawn Jr. What are you kidding me? You think this guy's not going to be have a junior in his midst? Come on. He fucks everything up.
Unbelievable, man. The hubris of this son of a bitch.
450.
Yeah.
Champion. It's not the way a champion should be treated.
Champion. You got a 450, motherfucker.
450. Unbelievable. Not the way a champion should be treated. You got guys out there molesting kids. Yeah, you. Fucking idiot.
You caught me before I could.
Oh, my God. Stevenson, they said he played a key role in the series, though. He averaged in this final 7 points in 17.2 minutes while making 13 of 23 three-pointers, which is great.
Oh.
And they said he played excellent defense on Dwayne Wade.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he drew attention for making critical comments about LeBron, though.
That's a problem.
You want to give them bulletin board material.
Give them reasons to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, he called the Heat classless. This is after they won the championship. He goes, "Yeah, it was nice. They're classless, though."
Okay.
Which, after you beat them, say nice things about them. You beat them. Who gives a shit?
Didn't you plead no contest to fucking children?
I think he did, yeah. He also said LeBron James had checked out in Game 4. Didn't care.
Okay.
So, DeShawn is a bit of an embarrassment, I would say, at this
yeah.
point. If his grandmother was alive, she'd be very upset.
Oh, she'd be so mad.
She's rolling in her grave at this point. I mean, it's very sad. The 14-year-old, she's got to deal with this forever. You know what I mean? All this. What about Brandy? What about DeShawn Jr.? Yeah. I feel bad for all these people, Jimmy. But not nearly as bad as I feel for DeShawn Stevenson, health equity leader and pharmacist and public speaker who went to Duke University. Wow. Lives in Atlanta. DeShawn, he worked hard. He looks very studious, this man. He really does. Glasses, the whole deal. DeShawn Stevenson, teacher at Assumption Parish Schools in the greater New Orleans area. DeShawn Stevenson, senior business analyst. You want this guy analyzing your senior business?
He's got a 450.
Wow. At CBRE in Philadelphia. He went to Drexel University's LeBeau College of Business, this man. And finally, my favorite, Corey DeShawn Stevenson.
Yeah.
It's got a Corey, but that makes it funnier. He was arrested for felony and misdemeanor charges after assaulting his pregnant fiancée and fighting with Hot Springs, Arkansas police. I think it's Arkansas. Corey DeShawn Stevenson, taken into custody, is charged with third-degree domestic battery and also resisting arrest. He also had a failure to appear warrant as well. Police responded to the residents regarding a disturbance upon arrival, made contact with a woman who stated that Stevenson, her live-in fiance and father of her unborn child, was being disorderly and throwing things around the residence.
Oh my God.
She also said that she tried to calm Stevenson, and then he shoved her, causing her to sustain 2 lacerations on her right hand, and she's 7 months pregnant.
Still a better DeShawn Stevenson.
Better. A computer check revealed Stevenson had a warrant from the Arkadelphia Police Department.
Oh.
And when the officers made contact with him in the living room and attempted to confirm his identity, he kept saying, "Wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy." You want the NBA player. He's a champion. He's a champ, man. He then attempted to leave the room as officers told him to sit down. He attempted to push through the officers and enter an adjacent room and pulled away when they attempted to handcuff him. Mm-hmm. Then he began to shove the officers and fell to the ground as he continued to fight off arrest here. He was repeatedly told to put his hands behind his back, but continued to pull away. After about 2 minutes of struggling, he was finally taken into custody, and he allegedly continued to pull away as officers tried to get him in the back of the squad car and continued to resist once he was at the jail, requiring jailers to assist in getting him inside.
He wants nothing to do with authority.
Nothing. Back to our DeShawn.
Yeah.
June 20th, 2011, he speaks out a little bit here.
Okay.
Yeah. He says he got an Abe Lincoln tattoo because Gilbert Arenas stole his Martin Luther King tattoo.
He stole it from him?
Stole
right
it.
off of him and plastered it on himself.
Yeah. This is, he joined 105.3 The Fan in Dallas with Josh, Elf, and Arnie. Jesus Christ.
That's a nice morning show.
Fucking radio.
Yeah.
If you just burn all these radio stations down. Just kill. It's fucking, we don't need it anymore. We just don't. Right? Burn them down.
Unless
we need like Spanish music we need ranchero music for construction sites. Outside of that, we don't need Josh, Elf, and Arnie to discuss shit over the air. They can put their thoughts in a podcast, and if anybody cares to listen, they'll download it. This is just
Elf's the asshole, isn't he? He's the one that causes problems every morning.
I'm the elf. This is you're stuck in traffic and you have a captive audience. This is ridiculous. Sorry, they might have a great show. I have no idea.
It might be amazing.
It might be terrific.
Who knows? Probably not.
Yeah.
But what did they? Unless they got him to admit that he molested children, then it's a shit show.
Then it's yeah. Well, they said, "What's the best thing about being DeShawn Stevenson?"
Yeah,
I'm the luckiest motherfucker on the face of the earth.
What's bad about it?
Lou Gehrig can suck my dick. That's what he said.
Y'all ever got away with child molestation?
Shit, I did. He said, "I'd say being in Dallas and being with a team that has great fans. Some teams don't have fans like we have. They stuck with us, and it's a great thing going out there playing, knowing you've got 20,000 behind your back." What's the worst part of being DeShawn Stevenson? Quote, "The toughest part is I get stereotyped by all my tattoos and things like that. You know, fucking kids and stuff." It's a bad.
I don't care about your tattoos. They're dumb as shit. But
I think you're an idiot, but I don't think you're a bad person.
The 450 and plying a 14-year-old with brandy. That's what gets you stereotyped, you piece of shit.
Yeah, all you need is an internet connection to know about that. He said, "If you know me, I'm a great guy." Mm-hmm. Do you want to clear up what happened with the quick arrest following the championship? He said, quote, "People don't understand. I was going to a party with all my friends in an apartment. I left. I was walking down the street, and I guess because I have tattoos, a cop told me to come here and ask me what I was doing. People called to complain about you, actually, is what happened." Yeah. He said, "I told him what I was doing, and he told me to go by the cop car. I'm thinking that he's going to ask me a couple questions, and I'm going to go home. He comes, puts me in handcuffs, and I go to jail for 4 hours. I asked him what I was going to jail for, and he said public intoxication." Yeah. They said, did they give you a breathalyzer or anything? And he said, "The thing is, I asked for it. I asked for the breathalyzer, and he wouldn't give it to me."
Okay.
They said, "What was he thinking as he's sleeping?" Oh, they asked, "What were you thinking as you were sleeping on the jail floor?" He said, "I really didn't think about that because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes when you get put in bad situations, you think, why did I do that? Why was I driving drunk? Why did I have this? Why did I fuck that 14-year-old? Things like that." He didn't say that. He said, "Why was I driving drunk? Why did I have this? Why did I have that?" This is like I'm walking down the street. Sometimes people sometimes people stereotype you. It's been like that all my life. I think it makes you stronger and understand where you come from." So, They said, "Where did the 'How does my Dirk taste' t-shirt come from?"
Yeah.
He said, "After we won the championship, we was going to the locker room and I saw a guy with a shirt. We had the championship shirts and he wanted it. I said, 'I'll switch you out if you give me that one.' So we switched shirts. I didn't tell nobody I had it. The next day we woke up and I wore it on the plane and to the parade."
Yeah.
So just from some idiot on the side.
That was him. Okay. Somebody made the shirt and he got it from him. He didn't make it up. He just wore somebody else's shirt.
Wore a shirt that he found.
Yeah. He wore it in the parade, so it made big news.
They said, "What's up with the $5 bill tattoo on your neck?"
Oh, God.
And he said, let's give him an in their own words about this. Let's let him explain his fucking 450 ass over here. He says, in their own words, quote, I was going to get Martin Luther King, and I told Gilbert Arenas, you should never tell nobody your idea. That summer, he came back and got it, so I didn't know who to get. I got Abraham Lincoln because he freed the slaves. I just had Abraham Lincoln, and from a distance, everybody kept saying, who is that? So I put the $5 bill so everybody would stop asking me. End of quote. He put the $5 bill around Lincoln so people would go, oh, it's a $5, that's Lincoln.
So now it's not Lincoln, now it's a $5 bill.
Now it's a $5 bill, exactly. $4.50.
And a $5 bill is not impressive.
$4.50, 14, and a fifth of brandy. These are the numbers that we should talk about here. Those are all the numbers. Still playing basketball. 2011-12, he signs as a free agent with the Nets. They go 22-44.
Yikes.
They suck. He sucks too. He 51 games. He starts 30 of them, averages 2.9 points a game.
What did he make?
$2,500,000.
Damn it.
Asshole.
It's not fair.
Nope. He's then traded by the Nets with Jordan Farmer, Anthony Morrow, Johan Petro, and Jordan Williams. Just a sack of shit. Here's a sack of shit. Would you like this?
Yeah. It's worth a lot of money, though.
And a first-round draft pick.
Wow.
To the Atlanta Hawks for a second-round draft pick and Joe Johnson.
Oh, that's how Joe got there.
Yeah.
Poor
so
Joe.
this Atlanta, they go 44-38. They lose to the Pacers in the first round of the playoffs, and he plays in 56 games, starts 31, averages 5.1 points a game.
Of course he does.
That's the end of his career, by the way.
Wow.
824 games. He averages 7.2 points, 2.2 rebounds, 1.6 assists.
For like $12 million.
For $27,897,988.
The man made almost $30 million.
He made $28 million.
And a ring.
7.2 points a game and a ring.
Holy shit.
What a fucking dildo. So
wow.
That's amazing.
So if you feel bad about your life, feel a little worse.
Feel worse about it. You don't have luck like this guy. So after 3 years of not playing, he joins the Big Three after that.
Doing that now?
3-on-3.
Nice
Well, he
kid.
was in 2017. He decided to enter it. He was the 11th overall pick in the draft here that featured Corey Maggette. He's on Catino Mobley, Jerome Williams, and Moochie Norris. They're all on his team.
Okay.
Clyde Drexler's the head coach.
Wow.
So he had the most total three-pointers in the league that year.
Yep.
And then became co-captain of the Ball Hog team. And he then led the league and made three-pointers again.
Wow.
So for a third time, he then finished again, leading the league in three-pointers and was second in assists in 2019.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, because think about it, he's only like 37. A lot of these guys are 44. It's a different, it's not bad. May 19th, 2020, let's see here. He said that he purchased an ATM that he placed in his kitchen.
Uh-huh. Like an old one?
When he was playing.
Okay.
During his playing days, so when he needed cash, he didn't have to worry about stopping. Yeah, he had an operational ATM like he was a bodega in his kitchen. So rather than go to the bank and just get cash,
right,
he did it this way. So
what
he could.
The fuck?
Wow. According to the article here, the ATM held $20,000 and it had a $4.50 fee.
So it kept him in check?
He claimed that his friends primarily used it before they'd go out to the club. He explained that it was cool to have. They go, why'd you have it? He goes, it's cool to have.
Yeah.
He said that he and his friends hate leaving the house during card games when he was playing cards, also if they're gambling.
Yep.
So this was, they could just go to the ATM in his house and pay him $4.50.
Right.
So it's his rake. So buying an ATM proved that he loved to flaunt his money as well, they were talking about. He used to throw extravagant parties. One party he threw in 2010 for his teammates, had a big personal chef and all this shit, a tattoo artist at the party, ready to do that. So obviously he's broke after a while. In 2016, he was in default on his Black American Express card.
Oh, my God. He went through $30 million?
Like that.
Oh, my God.
He was quite proud of the black card, and he used to flaunt it on social media all the time. But he didn't pay it off. So
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to pay it.
You got to pay it. American Express was forced to sue him for the money he owed on the card, and he continued his bullshit there. He ignored the allegations in the lawsuits until a judge granted Amex a $384,000 judgment.
That's the black card. It has no limit.
Has no limit, yeah.
What the fuck?
He ignored that, and then American Express went back to court in 2016 to try to garnish any wages he may get after that, like his pension or anything like that. So they said that after that, 2020, he was at his home in Orlando, and they were asking him about, how's retirement treating you. He said he opened a basketball-themed barber shop named Playoffs Barbershop.
Oh, boy.
And he had dreams to franchise the shop eventually, but now he's enjoying the simpler life he leads now. He's happy with his wife and kids in Orlando. He wakes up early to take his kids to school before he works out and heads to the barbershop. He said he likes, building relationships with his customers, and this is just what he needed.
Is he cutting hair?
I think he's cutting hair, or he at least owns it. June 2nd, 2022, it's going so well that he has to auction his championship ring here.
Good. Yep. You don't deserve it.
Reached a bid in excess of $30,000 here. The 10-karat gold ring includes more than 130 brilliant cut diamonds and 31 diamonds that surround the Mavericks logo in the center of the ring to commemorate the team's 31st season.
Right.
On one side of the ring features the team's motto, "The time is now," accompanied by the trophy, and on the other side is DeShawn's name and fucking jersey number. It's on the ring, it's on his back, it's on his jersey. It's everywhere. Can't get enough of DeShawn.
No.
You can find his jerseys out there. There's a couple of them floating around. Why don't you go ahead and grab one? His basketball cards are everywhere. They're out there, too.
Holy shit, he has a 9 on his face.
Fuck it. Buy his ring. Who cares?
I want to find who has it. Yeah.
So his luck ran out eventually anyway. That's
God.
Good to know. So everybody, that is DeShawn Stevenson.
Wow.
And his father I want more on. Like, there's not any more on that because he wasn't a famous guy, but fuck, what a lunatic his father is.
Shit.
That's crazy. But if you like that story, tell everyone about it.
Yeah.
Get out there, not only on social media, but also get out there on whatever app you're listening on. Give us 5 stars. It helps so much. Helps drive the show up the charts and lets people see that we exist. So it's fun. Get on that. Also, you want to follow us on social media. We're at Small Town Murder on Instagram and at Crime and Sports on Twitter. So or on Facebook, Twitter, whatever the fuck. We're all of those. So get on there. In addition to that, you also definitely want to get on Patreon.
Yes.
Get over to Patreon. Patreon.com/Crime and Sports is where you get all of the bonus material. We're talking hundreds of episodes of bonus material, back catalog to listen to. Anybody, $5 or a month, you get all that. And you're going to get 2 new episodes every other week. 1 Crime and Sports, 1 Small Town Murder. You get it all. For Crime and Sports this week, we're going to start a new series, and we'll do these a couple times a year. Owner criminals. So many sports team owners are just in so much trouble all the time, and you don't hear about it that often because they don't dunk very well.
Right.
So, it's not as fun. But we're going to talk about some owner criminals, and we'll start that series and talk about a few of those. And then for Small Town Murder, it's that time again.
It is.
Love After Lockup time,
fuck.
where we are going to discuss all the ongoing things that have happened on Love After Lockup.
Boy, is there drama.
Oh, there's so much crazy. I can't wait to talk about Derek and Monique. I can't wait to get into all of this shit. It's so crazy. Oh, my God. Can't wait to do that. That is patreon.com/Crime and Sports. And you're going to get a shout out also at the end of the show. Also, you definitely want to go to shutupandgivememurder.com and get your tickets for upcoming live shows for Small Town Murder. May 5th, Detroit. May 6th, Pittsburgh. August the 12th, Chicago. Get the tickets. Make it the biggest ever. Everything in between is pretty much sold out. So we can't help you there. Minneapolis, San Diego, Denver, all that shit.
Get to Atlanta, though.
Get to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, D.C. There's some few tickets left. So Philly also. The end of the year, it's coming up. So faster than you think. Get in there, do that, and keep coming and seeing us. And that said, Jimmy, tell me the list of the most wonderful people in the world. Tell me the list of the people who I love. Tell me the list of our fucking shout-outs. Hit me with them right now like I've been plied with brandy. Let's do it.
This week's executive producers are Susan and John McQuilkin, I believe. Joe Morrison Story in Qatar. She's in Qatar, for Christ's sake.
Jesus Christ.
Happy birthday, Joe. Maria Kip Sluisley.
Happy birthday.
Braden Vanderbloman, Neil Seiler, Vicky Sanders Newman, Baron. And that's all the executives. Yeah, that's them. Vicky, thank you. Other producers are Baron Van Raschke.
Baron Von Raschke. Yeah, he's wrestling.
You know who that is. Vaughn, not Van. Dean Werner Werman. No, Dean Vernon Wormer. That's the
Dean Wormer.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
and his wife,
movie character. Yeah,
Water
of course,
banged.
obviously. Yeah, clearly.
Dr. David Schmuckstein.
Oh, very good doctor.
Gary Friedman is. I hope we get to meet him one day.
Gave me 6 months to live. Couldn't pay my bill. Give me another 6 months.
That's the guy.
Sorry.
Peyton Meadows, Robert Myers, Janice Hill, Georgia Lipton, Beth's husband Stephanie. What? Happy birthday, Stephanie. Riley Racciato. Riley Racciato, happy birthday.
Hey, you paisan.
I think it's Racciato. That's got to be right.
You guinea fuck, happy birthday. Hope somebody got you a nice fucking combo there.
Lindsay Chapone, I think. Sarah Surridge, Andy Lichterbusch. All right, good. Cody Leversey, see you in Detroit, Cody. Jeannie Raymond, Jim Farrell, Cheryl Barnett, Amy Anderson, Emmy Anthony, Kylie Skaggs, Kyle Nichols, Tiffany Smith, Christina Hill, Malcolm Lund, Daniel Gerard. Yeah, Glenn Caskey, Michael Bonilla, probably not Bobby's kid, right?
Maybe.
Could be. Eli Tallyho, Dan Way, Casey with no last name, Kyle Boudreau, Susanna Wesley, All sweaty. There it is. Dylan Lee, Katie Dalton, Miles W., Lizzie Walker, Vanessa Freeman, Karen Brunner, Russell Van Anda, Ryan Dewar, I think, Courtney Pearson, Brian Knotts, maybe it could be a Knotts, who knows? Natalie Cheney, Darius Jones, Jared Machete, Arject Moto, what? Cassie McKenzie, Bob Bauer, Sean Perkins, Matthew Savage, Jessica Gomez, Menopause, Melissa with no last name, Tom Daniel, Gilberte Glaboski. Maybe it's Gilbert. All right. Tim Erdman, Sydney with no last name, Nevada Lutz, Dave Loft, Amy Merrill, Marco Wallace, Denise Conroy probably, Courtney Holmes. Let's see, Molly Take, Anna with no last name, Erica Odenweller, Just a Girl, and her dog Chip, Bridget Blake, Kelsey, nope, that's Kelly Rogers, Ashley Malone, Kirk Henson, Teresa Elliott, Cavendish Collado. Cavendish, is that a name? Sandra with no last name, Sarah Warner, Kim Overlock, Jennifer Woodhouse, Ben Ellsworth, Daisha Brown, Tristan Shepard, that's the best boyfriend in the world, evidently. In case you were wondering if you were any good at it.
Apparently
Tristan,
not. You suck.
Tristan wins. Good for you, Tristan.
He's got the T-shirt. It's over.
He tattooed it on his back. Adrian Samuel, Robin with no last name, Sagittarius Shelley maybe, Jade Metelsky, Chris Lynch, Deidre Marsh, Kevin Sims, Chris Marlin, Chase Trefald, Aman Sexembeva. I don't know what that means. It might be a real person.
Maybe.
But a man, sex, that can't be.
If it's a man and sex, there's something in there.
They're trying to get me to say something, and I'm not saying it. Sex and Bava.
Only because you can't read. You'd say it if you read better, but you can't read, so you're not.
Emily with no last name, Sarge Me Too, Holly Swisher, Felicity Carol Cross, Raiden with no last name, Krista Meredith, Emily Pace, Julie Barta, Regina Freitag, Joel Freitag. They must be two people that got a patron membership themselves. Thank you both.
Why? Thank you.
I'm a dinglehopper. There you go. That's something that I said. For sure. Megan Marcinowski, Ben Fultz, Mary Jo Chamberlain, M. Canton, Book with no last name, Don Rothler, Carrie Estep, I think, Garbachi, Kim Anderson, Tennessee Irvin, Kippy Dodd, Danny Yeo, Corey Demers Broga, Jack Overstreet, Nathan Valdez, Christina Segal, Mike Weeks, Corey Nearpass, Ashley Shields, Tavares Jeffrey, Jeffrey, Adam Sheets,
in there somewhere.
Kat Noonan, Courtney Carson, Greg Quagliara. Castor 11782. That's a zip code. Bethany Burke, Eddie with no last name, Piley, Graybush, Pilly Graybush. Shira, Princess of Power. David David Whitby, Teresi Peterson. Reese Miller, Amanda, April Salling, Melissa Snyder, Brad Margheim, Elisa McCune, Eliza maybe, Freddie Freeman Jr., Debbie C., David R., Jessica L., Danielle Chapella, Cherie Goulet, Kat Burchell, Lee Diefenbach. That's Deep Creek in German. Clayton Crawley, Ring-a-ling Ding Dong. Okay. Karen Duncan, Lori King, Indigo with no last name, Stephen McGee, Richard Gustafson, Kate Bush, probably not that one, Demetria, Davis Boyd, Sabrina Mahivasevich.
Perfect.
Liz Smokey, Martha Kapagian, Alexandra Eason, STC 54, Andrew Thomas, probably not that dickhead that was disbarred, Kelly King, Cynthia Garcia, Carrie Jones, Will, first time, long time, Nichols, Hamish Edwards, Carol Hahn, Human, no last name, Jason Ferry, that might not be Human, that may have been a yeah, it may have been a autocorrect.
Like an otter that fucking did it.
Lisa Weekly, Aaron Posey, Danny Jerry, Sarah Motte, and all of our patrons. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, so much from the bottom of our hearts. If you want to follow us on social media, very easy to do that. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Links are right there, all in the everything. You can find everything you need there. Keep doing that. Keep coming back and seeing us. More crazy shit to come. Wow, it's nuts the next few weeks, and it's not going to slow down. Good. Up your ass with Crime and Sports, everybody. Live from the Crime and Sports studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like Crime and Sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.